Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and, well, that can only mean one thing.
What?
It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh.
You're watching Dice & Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I'm David Wong.
I'm Nicole Bates.
I play Nines at Tabaxi Bar.
I play Xoria, changeling druid.
I play all set well.
That won't be confusing at all.
If anyone's tuning into the podcast for the first time, they're going to be like, the fuck?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you want to do it again?
No.
Okay.
We're moving on.
Nines only does one take.
Who do you play?
Oh, I play Xoria Ansul, Changeling Druid.
Boy, we're really fucking over new ear watchers right now.
Well,
I'm Alexis Bates,
Very
and
effective,
I'm your
Tuesday.
trusty dungeon mistress, the only person who you'll fucking recognize from here on out, apparently.
Oh, shut up, Nines.
I'm Xoria.
No, I'm Xoria.
Hi, Xoria.
what are you sorry
Xoria.
for?
Do we have any announcements today?
No, we don't.
Yeah, Xoria, we do have a couple of announcements. Why don't you take it away with the first one?
No. You go first.
Okay, I can go first, and then you can go. You're only delaying the inevitable.
Yes.
Our returning sponsor this week is Geekified. Geekified is a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that takes online and in-store orders for all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. So if you're curious about picking up the latest Dungeons & Dragons expansion, perhaps some new board games, or of course the ever-classic Pokemon and Magic the Gathering trading card games, you can do all of that over at geekifiediowa.com or head into the store in
Yeah.
Vinton, Iowa.
Yeah.
And if you do buy something from there, remember that it does help support the show, so you're helping your local gaming store and you're helping us out. And we appreciate all the effort that Geekified does to support this channel and you guys supporting them. So thank you. Your turn.
We have a Patreon now.
Is that how you say it?
Patreon. Patreon. I'm pretty sure it's Patreon. Now you're making me second guess myself to mess with. You're just messing with me. Got it.
Patreon.
We have a Patreon now. You can give us some money to help us out, and you get some stuff in return. And if you are interested, you can find it at patreon.com/Dice and Dungeons. That's with an A-N-D. A-N-D.
And
There are several membership tiers, including the $1 Dungeoneer tier, which will get you access to our Discord server. At $5, you can even get your name in the show. And if you go up to 10, you can make suggestions for what situation Dole will be in whenever I give him a random call.
have you checked that out with Dole?
No?
Shouldn't we check it out with Dole to make sure it's okay?
Hey, Dole?
Yes.
So do you know what Patreon is? Some people call it Patreon.
Oh, yes, I am very aware of Patreon.
So we made a Patreon now, and if someone gives us $10, we're gonna let them decide. Go on a list for Lexi to decide where you are whenever I call you.
I'm unaware of what dollars are. However, this sounds entertaining. I would enjoy someone else determining my dimensional locality.
Yeah, what are you up to right now?
Currently, I'm cutting onions.
You don't sound like you're crying.
I never sound like I'm doing anything.
That's fair.
I thought,
Did you know that if someone pays up to $20, they get to be listed as an executive producer in our credits?
That's the best producer.
Ah, yes, the executive producer. The most overused title in all of show business.
I like to think of you as a best boy.
That's very kind of you, I think.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Dole. Maybe you'll be doing something more interesting next time I call you.
My life is generally filled with molds, slimes, and other spores and funguses. I find them interesting Most people do not.
I have a wide variety of those in my bags right now, actually.
Try not to inhale them.
Sure.
Is there anything else you needed?
No, I'd like to end this advertisement now.
Oh. Then it is over.
Thank you.
We did it.
Yeah, well
So
done.
best ad read we've ever done.
So those are our announcements, I think. Right?
What did Dole
Yeah.
say?
Just repeat the entire conversation in detail.
He said that 9 smells funny, and that Ulsa takes things too literally.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't sound like him at all.
doesn't either.
No.
One of the benefits for our patrons that she didn't bring up is that all of our patrons
Wow. Just twist the knife after you shove it into me, huh?
will have access to short improv sessions. Before every episode that we record, we do a little warm-up and mic test and also camera test where we improv a short scenario. And then we will put it up for all of our patrons to watch. So if you start contributing to our Patreon, you'll get to see those.
And some of them are good.
Some of them are good.
Yeah, some. I think one was once. Maybe you'll see that one.
That's
You
high
might
praise.
see that one. You might see the rest too. You don't have to, I suppose. But you
Whatever,
could.
they're not paying
The
for it. so-
adventure is figuring out which one we think is the good one.
I think the adventure is trying to avoid the ones we don't think are good ones. But those are the announcements this week.
Okay.
And here I'll insert the cutaway to myself if we have something come up that, since we pre-record, I can't say now. So take it away, Alexis, maybe.
Or not.
Or not. And we're back, maybe, or
Wow,
not.
that was a great announcement.
Or wasn't.
It was great.
Man, I really wish I heard that live.
And with that, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Welcome back.
Ah!
Really? Really?
That's all I know how to do.
All right. Last
One should always do what one does best.
last week. I'm never gonna get through this
All right.
recap. Last week on Dice and Dungeons,
I'm done, I swear.
Xoria, Nines, and Ulsa
All died.
experienced a brutal combat that left them all completely overwhelmed and eventually killed them. Only for them to discover that it was, like a previous encounter in this city, a mere demonstration. It was meant for soldiers to experience, and its purpose was to show that violence and war is not a solution, and it will only lead to destruction. And left the party a bit shaken, and gave them all a deeper insight into what these ancient changelings tried to be. As the session closed out, the group had made their way back into the underground tunnels and to an entrance that was previously sealed to them. Began making their way through the new rooms and had just discovered a magic knife. And that's where we rejoined them.
Sorry, I have great magic knife.
Yeah, that would be perfect for cooking.
Yes, it would be.
Are you gonna
nice.
cook with it, or
What? No.
okay?
I'm just going to occasionally make, I don't know, what's a fruit? Chicken nuggets.
Why don't you try that right now?
Yeah.
I take my knife out and I think about chicken nuggets.
Did you... How long have you had this now? I think about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. As you think about chicken nuggets, different types of raw chicken appear. Like little different cuts appear, but not like in any sort of order.
So it makes like raw ingredients.
Okay, I think about impossible chicken.
Like you
No.
ponder the concept of chicken that cannot
So, like-
be.
Yeah, just a chicken
are
that
you-
cannot be.
Or are you talking about like Impossible, the brand?
I think like an abyssal eldritch chicken.
Yeah.
So not the Impossible meats
No, it's
no,
an
they aren't
impossible-
sponsoring us, so we're
it's a
definitely not talking
chicken
about that.
that is not
Possible.
possible.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Just want to make sure I understood.
I feel like I'm dumb enough that I can think about that.
Why don't you roll them?
A dumb check?
You continue to conjure bits of chicken, and now when you're thinking about an impossible chicken, you're just getting little bits of other fowl. Like there's some quail, there's some turkey.
Whoa, is that a Cornish hen?
It just kind of like deviates from
Emu.
chicken, gets further away, and eventually you start getting into
Passenger
some
pigeons,
meats that
seriously.
you don't recognize.
Is that griffin?
I don't know. I never had a griffin.
It's raw.
How can you tell what it is when they're just little bits of raw meat?
I mean, some of it's obvious, like there's legs and wings and parts that you recognize.
Wait, tentacle.
Especially Ulseth and Xoria, you've done a lot more in your life of prepping raw meat and preparing that to eat. So you recognize some parts of some birds that you've caught over the years. And
So are all these little bits just sort of like piling up on the ground? Are we getting a mound
yeah.
Wait, Dulcef, I have an idea. Stand right there.
there?
Yeah, stand right there.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, I stand like 10 feet away from Ulsef, and I imagine an egg as I slice down.
Okay. Yeah, make roll a percentile dice. Yeah.
12.
Okay. A very small egg kind of flies out and drops in front of Ulseth. It's about like the size of a quarter, and it's
It's like a little quail egg. Or
it's like a little quail egg, maybe. It's very
Nines.
small.
Yes.
Just chant to yourself. I want chicken. I want liver. Magic knife, please deliver.
No.
Well then, are you having fun with your knife?
Yes, this is most fun I've had with bladed object.
Yeah.
You ever
That is probably true, actually.
that rapier barely qualifies as bladed.
It's more like pointy.
Yeah.
Let me
like
try one more time to hit Dulcef with egg.
Okay.
This time I think of an ostrich egg. Have I seen an ostrich? Are ostrich things?
You
Have I
probably
been?
haven't seen an ostrich or an ostrich egg, but yeah, they exist. You're aware of their
Just do
existence.
a boulette egg. You know what that looks like.
I feel like that's too big for what this can do.
You don't actually know what it can do yet.
Well, then I will think of a boulette egg and
Okay.
try to conjure it at Ulsef.
All right.
A spiky volleyball.
roll the percentile dice.
Call it spicy egg. 36.
Okay. And now I want you to make let's call this a wisdom check. Just a straight wisdom check.
That's 15.
Okay. You conjure up a very large, just normal chicken egg. It's a very large one, but it's a normal chicken egg.
Is it flying towards Olsef?
Yeah, and it kind of lands in front of him.
Hey, Nines.
Yes.
Do you want to trade me for that knife?
What do you possibly have that I want?
Boots that fart.
I have magic boots already.
But these ones fart.
Farting is juvenile humor.
Yeah, so it's perfect for you.
I click my heels 3 times and I start walking away.
You fall on your face immediately.
You now have comically large shoes that do nothing but impede your movement and make it louder when you walk.
Where am I walking to?
I don't know. You're the one who's walking.
Walking away.
Yes, I'm walking. What direction is away in this scenario?
There.
I mean,
Out the door?
away would be out the door and then like any direction that isn't back through the door.
Let's go left.
Going left would be back the way that you came in this particular room.
Yeah, I don't recognize that.
All right, you start walking back the way you came.
Onward to adventure!
Alright, I go towards the part we haven't gone.
Right? That takes you to. Let me pull.
Is there a series of farts I hear going in the opposite direction?
Yep. Just
When you-
indignant ones.
Did you remember to pump your shoes up?
Always.
When you reach the end of the hall, you find a set of stairs that heads up and heads down.
Up and down.
Yes.
These are magic stairs. They go both up and down.
I think almost all stairs go up and down, but I think there's 2 separate sets.
That's what I mean.
Which one's an escalator?
Neither of them are escalators.
I climb onto Ulsa.
Oh my. I go down.
Where are you guys going?
We should go up first.
Why?
Because if we go up, we can explore it's the city above, right? So there's a limited amount of space. If we go down, it could go forever, like Ira's tomb.
Do you want me to carry you up the stairs?
Yeah.
I carry you up the stairs. Do I need to make a carrying Xoria up the stairs?
No, I'll
check?
turn into Dromar, so I'll be lighter. Hello!
Ah, yeah. This is very familiar.
I smell like Dromar, too.
It must be the shoes.
Yep.
I forgot, did the shoes just make fart noise or did it just produce farts?
It produces farts. They're
Okay.
conjuration.
Okay, I'm glad we're a mature podcast here with our fart shoes and comically oversized
Yeah.
clown
Are
shoes.
you going to be able to go
Yeah.
up the stairs with those shoes?
Well, I don't know.
Let's find out. I carry Xoria Dromar up the stairs.
I guess I
All
find
right.
out that I'm not going the right direction and I turn around.
Well, you eventually make it. You make it all the way back to the room with kind of with that big central circular pillar.
thing.
Yeah, you make it back there. You can. I mean, at some point, it's likely that you'll recognize that you've been here, but that's your character, so you can determine when.
Daria, where are you?
We went up the stairs.
You guys are probably 700-800 feet at least apart through multiple.
We're probably
1 feet.
700 or 800 feet apart right now.
If only you were 300 yards away, I could go right to you.
But 700 or 800 feet is way longer than 300.
It's a much bigger number.
If anyone wants to see Nines and his amazing mathematic abilities, you can tune into episode. What is that?
25, I
20
want to say. 24.
I want to say 28.
You just have to watch all.
Just watch all of it,
When
start
you're
from
leaving
finish.
Krebstadt and you get confused because you have a distance of how long?
300 yards.
I think it's 500 feet. And
It was 300 yards away.
and something was 300 yards away, and you teleported your ass into the ocean and almost drowned Xoria with you.
Yep.
Yes, I did great. I did great on my not drowning checks.
I did not.
That moment was like one of those. I don't know. if the three of you really read comic books a lot, but in long-running comic book publications, they'd have a character comment about something because the character is aware of this, but not summarize it and like recap all of it. And they'd put a little editor's note that said basically, go read this issue so you get this fucking comment. You lazy assholes. Like, where would I read that? Like, that was 10 years ago. How am I going to go find a copy? Screw you.
Now you can just...
I always hated that.
But now you can just look it up.
Now you can.
Does it actually... Do those things actually have it so you can just click on it?
Not yet.
Wow, they really should get on that.
I feel like they should.
Anyway, I know it's the smell of farts dissipated. So I once again chase after the smell of farts.
Okay, you...
As much as you can.
You go
Gordon.
back down the hallway, and the smell of farts carries you up the stairs.
How hard is it to go upstairs with these shoes?
Nearly impossible.
Okay, turn around
Yeah, try
and
backing up heel first.
yeah, back up heel first.
For the
There's a
viewers
point
that-
I'm trying to prove. I
Think.
don't know what it is.
For the viewers and ear watchers that don't know, because I don't think we said what these shoes do.
In a while.
When you tap your heels together 3 times, these shoes grow much larger, both in length and in width. And they do not have they don't have any force when they do this, so they can't be used to, like, if you're inside of a box or a jail cell and you're like
Break out.
crying things out. Nope, they have no pressure. Almost anything can push back on it. It wouldn't be able to displace much more than a fly on the ground.
Aren't
as
they way too
expand.
floppy to use as
They're
flippers?
incredibly floppy and fairly heavy. They're massive clown shoes that are somehow even worse to wear for mobility than actual clown shoes.
Weren't they kind of like balloon shaped, like
Yeah,
narrow, and then
Yeah, they're very balloon shaped, and your feet are at the back of them. They grow forward. You don't get to like be in the middle of them and use them as any sort of
Snowshoe or
snowshoe.
something, yeah.
They're just completely worthless.
yes, I remember getting a face full of slime when I tried to use it to disperse my weight, and that didn't work.
Nope, it didn't.
Anyway, the time I'm going up the stairs, I just turn around.
That's pretty smart for Nines.
You didn't see the 5 minutes of trying to get up the normal way.
That sounds like Nines. So you make your way up the stairs, and now all 3 of you, after Xoria and Ulseth have been standing there for a little while.
I'll have used my glamour leather armor to make it look like I'm not wearing shoes at all.
Okay.
Just so.
Nines.
Yes!
That was very impressive walking up the stairs with those shoes.
Most impressive abandoning me and not carrying me upstairs.
Oh, you said we should go forward. We thought you went up here already. We were looking
How
for
could you possibly run into stairs and think 9 went up that?
You just went up them. We saw you.
That is because I was scared and alone.
Well, now you are with us again, so all is well. What do we
Yes,
see?
now I have discontent for being around people. But that's the way of the tabaxi.
That is the way.
I'm gonna turn these on, and I want you all to take note down here of the position of north.
North is sideways.
I can't follow this
North
at all.
is
There's
that
no
direction.
X.
The orientation that the map was drawn puts north that way.
Okay, but where are we? Can you put
North.
an X on where we are right now?
And I'm gonna zoom in here, and then once we're on you guys, I'll pull this open for the viewers. And there we are. This is the stair that you all just arrived at. You can continue to go upwards if you wish, but there's also a door that you find yourselves in front of. Right there.
Well, that looks more like a person than an X.
That's a little dot in it. Yeah. Do you want to go in or?
Is-
Oh,
that
there's an
better?
X there. I think we should go into that door.
All right.
Let us go in the
I
door.
open the door without looking for traps.
Okay.
If the door opens even.
The door does open, yes.
Oh, nice.
You are getting to be very good at opening doors.
Yeah, I unlocked it.
And it didn't even take 5 minutes.
No.
Most impressive.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's because I look like drummer.
Still?
Uh-huh.
I'm not confused by that.
Why don't you sound like Drummer?
I didn't want to hurt my voice.
Hello!
That's Xoria's voice coming out of Dromar right now. Is that weird for you guys?
No.
Okay.
That's always how I imagined Dromar.
Really?
No.
Me too. Oh.
As you open the doors to this room, you find what seems to be a sort of private deliberation room. There's tables set up. Off to your left, as you enter this room, there's a series of tables with just a single chair on one side and a couple chairs on the other. And then to your right, there's a large table to gather around. There's many chairs. All of this furniture is actually in better condition than you're used to seeing in this long abandoned ancient city. It's in pretty darn good shape, but it's not made of the more permanent material of the structures. It is made of some sort of wood. It looks different than everything else, and you don't recognize this immediately. It's very dark. This particular room, immediately across from you, there are doors. There are also a set of doors to your right. And I'm going to pull... Oh, there is one thing I should note. You would have noticed this as you were coming up. On the far wall to your right, which would be sort of the outside of the building, as you were ascending these stairs, you'd have seen a large symbol of an inverted spire emblazoned in the center of it. So kind of a large circular symbol. And then if you can imagine that spire image that you've seen of the ancient city, several times around this place, but downward. And I'm going to reveal the map here. That's where you find yourself. In this room.
So there's that little door there, one across, and you said there was one more?
Yeah, there's a door. There's a door right here.
Okay.
And then a door across from you, and this is where you came from.
Any nice coat racks in here?
No, there are no coat racks in here.
Good thing we picked up one earlier.
Good thing. We have not seen one since.
Not a good one.
Xoria, this does seem to be good wood. Do you recognize what it is?
Maybe I'm gonna go up and inspect the wood more closely. See if I can...
It's Norwegian wood.
Is it?
Oh, it is very good then.
Only one of you got that joke.
No, it's a Beatles joke.
Oh, then two of you got that joke. You said it's good wood, so it's like, well, it has to be Norwegian wood.
It has to be.
You've only ever seen this wood crafted. You've never seen the tree that it comes from. But you recognize that this is ironwood. And you've only seen this used in a handful of weapons and shields. You've never seen furniture made of it. You've certainly never seen this quantity of furniture made of it.
Let's take a couple chairs and sell them.
Well, what kind of furniture is here, you said? Chairs, obviously.
Some small
And-
tables.
There's some small tables. I'll bring this image back up. There we are.
What are those two dots just before the door there?
That's a very small sort of writing desk and a couple of seats in front of it.
Shall we take that?
How wide
Let's
is
take everything that's not bolted down.
How wide is the writing desk?
How wide is it? Well, it's about 6 feet long and about a foot wide.
Oh, okay. I can slide that into my bag then.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah, that's just the top. It is about 3-ish feet tall. It's around 3 foot tall. So the legs might be hard to fit in your bag.
How are the legs attached? Are they just like screwed in like some legs are?
You wrote this out, didn't you?
Are they legs that are?
Do they use a peg
dowels?
system? Yeah.
Are they
Is it
screwed in with
IKEA?
brackets?
Is this IKEA?
No, they are.
I throw my Allen wrench across the room.
They are not finished with any pegs or dowels.
Yeah, clearly it's not finished.
Or glue, or bolts or nails or screws.
It's all one piece.
It's all a single piece.
They
Just break
carve
legs
the-
off. We'll just
They
take the
carve the
top.
legs.
What?
out
Just
of-
break the legs off.
Go ahead.
I flip it over,
Okay.
I
And
can't
I-
wait to watch this.
take my crowbar,
Okay.
crowbashalar, and I start whacking the legs.
All right. Make a strength saving throw.
That's a 14.
Okay. You smash down on this thing with all your might, trying to show off your great strength to
Yes,
your
that is what I'm
companions.
famous for.
And you smack down on these legs with crowbashalar as much as you can. On the first blow, you whack it. It repels you so quickly, you almost fall over backwards from the rebound of the hit.
Oh! Also, if you try.
You almost fell over backwards with the rebound from the hit.
Yes, that is what accurately happened.
So can I just try and angle it in since I have a 2 foot wide diameter bag?
You have to show your math in order to do that.
Do a geometry check.
I'm creating that in my head,
Uh-huh.
and I think you actually could.
Yeah, and I can move the bag as necessary rather than the table.
You have to do the same thing to get it out.
In my head, I hadn't described all of this, but I was like, the legs are basically right at the edges of the table. There's no
Yeah,
inside
then
or
I
anything.
could start
And I
with
think-
the leg and go around like a U then.
Yeah, I think you can pull that
Before I
off.
do that, though, I'm going to drop a couple of the...
Good luck getting it out.
I'm
We'll
gonna.
hire people for that.
Oh,
part.
you can get it out easy. But I'm gonna drop like 1 or 2 of the heavy metal breastplates and stuff that I grabbed, so I don't overload my bag.
I make sure she doesn't take out my
Okay.
coat rack.
Because
So
I
you're-
grabbed like 300 pounds of gear,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna drop a couple like 50 pounds of gear to make
Okay.
room for furniture.
Sure. Yeah, you're doing the classic RPG thing. Ooh, my bag is full. Found something more valuable. Chuck.
Lydia,
No,
get
there's, like,
over
a
here.
There's a little glowing pile on the ground, like a little bag with a glow effect,
Yeah.
just sitting there.
As soon as we get a house, it's just going to be covered in dragon bones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like they're worth a lot. I can't do anything
You
with
open
them.
up the first drawer on your right, just
Oh yeah, speaking of drawers,
10,000 dragon bones come exploding out of a tiny little drawer.
speaking of drawers, search the room carefully, especially if there are any drawers.
Oh
There
yeah.
really aren't any drawers in here.
Oh, they
Like-
don't wear underwear.
There
Is there anything on the walls?
are a couple of
Motivational
banners.
posters.
Is there a tabaxi hanging on a line that says "Hang in there, kitty"?
On a banner.
No. No. The banners that hang around all seem to be symbols of Rasadi unification. Some are in better shape than others. Most aren't looking that great.
Do you want to start with the smallest door and go big, or big and just?
Oh, let's do the small door.
Okay.
Can you open the door?
I will try.
You can. There's no check needed here.
So, ironwood writing desk. Is that what I'm adding to my inventory?
Oh, and I did forget
For
to
2.
tell you guys there was one more door that I forgot to highlight. Sorry about that.
This room has many doors.
I'm gonna go back to that so you can see.
Can you just look out the window?
There is. Oops, let me bring that to black. There's one more door right there.
Oh, that's the one I thought we were going through. But we'll go through the one you've opened up here.
Yes, because it just mysteriously opened in front of us. Clearly, there's something important in there.
This room. Bring up my notes. You, as you open the door, you're hit with what is, in my estimation, one of the most wonderful smells in the world. The
Wet nines.
The unmistakable aroma of a library filled with papers and documents. That rich, quasi-musty smell that you get with old pieces of paper. I love that smell.
Hey, Xoria, check this out. Check that out. Check that out.
I don't have a card.
Oh, then we must leave.
This room is lined with dozens upon dozens of shelves. And on each shelf, there are well-organized books, papers, documents. And they all seem to be just about perfectly preserved. Unlike other places that you've seen where the papers are falling apart, the books are crumbling, this seems to be a near perfect state.
Can I look for a book with the exact same cover of a tabaxi tale?
I mean, you can make a look for that, yeah. It took me a second, like, what are you trying to do? Yes, you can look for... You're trying to find another copy of the Tabaxi's Tale.
That romance novel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
What do I add to that?
We'll call that investigation.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
sorry.
Well, 19.
You look through perhaps more thoroughly than most people would hope you would. And
Yes, and now there's a pile of books that are now just on the floor as I look at the cover and throw it behind me.
as you attempt to reach and touch any of these objects, your hand gets caught in this sort of magical web. And you can't push through it. You can only go so far, and then it's pushed back.
While Nines is doing this, I'll have been casting Detect Magic ritually, because I assume we'll be doing it for a little bit.
He's definitely wandering around, pawing at all of these things. And as you conclude your ritual casting, you definitely detect magic.
Abjuration, I'm guessing, based on that effect.
Yes, abjuration.
Is it similar? I'm going to do a quick test and put my finger in. Does it feel like the same as that the first when I was trying to get through as a squirrel? Through that gap.
Yes.
It feels about the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a desk in here that looks like it might have been the head librarian's desk?
No.
Is there a card catalog?
Again, no.
Just shelves.
Here is just shelves.
Is there an empty slot anywhere?
No,
Not one.
not one.
Is there even a gap where, like, between the books and the next shelf?
No. Is there a place to sign up for a temporary library card?
There seems to be nothing like that. This room is... of all the rooms that you've seen thus far, this one is in the most pristine order. After being in here for a few minutes, you sense that the entire room may in fact be enchanted. And Xoria, you recognize that it is.
From Detect Magic.
Yes.
Everything is glowing.
This whole room has an abjuration spell on it.
Is there a slot on the outside?
There was no slot on the outside.
I'm gonna look outside in the room we were just in, just to see if there's any magic glowing in here.
So going back to the previous room,
Yeah.
there's no magic in that room.
Also, use Chime of Unlocking to unlock these books.
No, I will not do that.
That's
I'm
why.
going to save that for the next time that you trap yourself inside of an inescapable.
Maybe
It's
that's
escapable.
probably
You
a
just
good
have to wait
idea.
until dawn.
there's a lot of like locks and like authority like to pass and stuff going on in here. Maybe we need to find something to get access.
Did we put on our pins of unity?
I have mine on
The pin from the
the
battle lesson.
military pin.
You have yours on.
I'm wearing
Yeah.
mine, yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you're wearing them.
Maybe
Well,
we'll
that
have to
didn't
come
help.
back here.
Let's remember it's here. There may be very valuable information about almost anything.
Yes, let's put the X on our map to know to return to here.
Yep.
Okay.
There'll be a little like ping thing on
It'll
the
be like
mini map.
the spot.
Let's go into that smaller door.
Okay. Let me reveal that part of the map.
I can't believe you don't want to use Chime of Opening.
Why do you keep wanting me to use what may not even be there anymore?
Well,
Because it's a great object.
if it would disintegrate into dust if it had no more uses.
Yes, that is what happened to Grandpa.
Another bathroom.
Oh, jeez.
Did you just?
What?
I got nothing.
What did we go walk into?
A bathroom.
I used the bathroom.
You just went.
2 days ago.
Listen, I ate a lot of trail mix.
And gum.
I flushed the raisins.
Great, we're gonna clog up the toilet in this ancient city.
Now you flush the raisins.
No, I'm gonna hold on to the raisins. They
Okay.
might be useful later.
All right.
You might
What, in
have
the
to-
case we need to
The-
torture someone?
No, we might run into like an animal
That we need to torture?
So, as one always
California
does when you
raisins
go
ain't
into
never
a bathroom,
something
is you
else.
always check, behind the stalls and the vents in the walls
Wow.
and things.
We can
because
look in each of the
That's where
stalls.
everybody hides things, is there under the sinks. And
This is this is classic. I love it. Well, every measure of a good game is that there is a bathroom and you can use it.
Yeah. So, is there any ammo or health pickups in any of the stalls?
There's no ammo or health pickups.
I checked the tank to see if there's any hidden items in there.
There are no tanks.
Helicopters?
small
No,
armored
there's-
personnel carriers, jeeps.
None of those things.
Can I flush the toilet?
Are there
Yes.
I flushed the toilet.
You do that?
Are there cabinets under the sinks?
Which way does the water flow?
Up and out.
Down.
Yeah, but what direction?
Clockwise or
Like,
anti-clockwise?
yeah, anti-clockwise.
It goes
That's what you
clockwise.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, anti-clockwise.
I wash my hands and walk out.
I should have just said there's no spinning. It just goes.
It's a vacuum.
It magically dissipates.
Yeah, just and then reappears. Now it spins and goes down.
Is there soap?
No,
What did I wash
I have
my
the
hands
only
with?
soap left in the whole
do.
city.
I mean water. I guess there's not much soap left here.
I don't think I have any soap.
how sanitary is the water?
It looks to be fairly clean.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Let's go to the other door that we haven't been in yet.
Were you saying
Like-
me washing my hands was impressive?
Yeah, very well done.
I've never seen anyone do that.
Did you watch for 20 seconds?
Yes. We're going through the big doors, you said?
Yes.
This is what happens
Yeah.
when you put a
You put
bathroom.
bathrooms in. You knew it was going to happen.
It's a city.
That's why you put bathrooms in.
It's a city.
Yeah.
Were they like pay toilets too, where you had to put like a wooden nickel in there?
Yeah,
One of those big wooden coins.
coins. Yeah.
They're poop coins. That's why there's so many of them.
Everyone
Thanks.
gets a certain amount allotted to them at birth.
That explains
And
why
you
there's
better ration it.
that's why there's a big toilet that's just branded right onto it.
Yeah, that explains it.
The
Boy,
kids
if
used to
they-
bully each other and steal each other's coins.
Wait, if they wanted to make a coin that people didn't want to keep, they sure screwed up. I love poop coins.
There was one guy just collecting it from all over town. Everyone thought they weren't gonna run out until they did.
Then the prices went up.
Supply and demand. You demand a poop, I got the supply.
Okay.
Good thing there's no juvenile humor going on today.
No, our
This is for our under 6 audience.
and under
Kind
7.
of for our over 70.
Our 7 and under audience is getting a lot of content today. They're getting those patrons are getting their dollars worth. All of those 7-year-old patrons.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah.
Who's conned their parents into paying us money for poop jokes.
Make sure you
And
do that,
don't
kids.
forget our Daniel Tiger content.
Which we definitely have. This room is absolutely gargantuan.
This room is absolutely gargantuan.
I bet it's
You're
big.
right, man. Can you describe it further?
Oh yes, please.
Yes, this big room full of stuff that I think is very interesting. There are doors here that Joseph should use his chime of opening on. I bet I could get to the other side of room in one teleport. This looks like exactly 300 yards.
300 yards is a truly huge room.
Especially since it's 500 feet on your cloak.
Who's counting? Not the person who's bad at math.
No. No one will be counting.
How close was he?
I mean, in the same way that your horoscope is right, he was.
It's a room, and it's large.
Yes,
Very well done, Nines.
very well done. And that's the room. It's a big room.
This big room full of golden dragon.
Doesn't have
I'll pick
that.
up the dragon and put it in my bag.
Well, what's in the room?
In this room, it is a truly gargantuan, domed room.
Yes, 9 said that, especially the dome part.
I remember you mentioning the dome. Yeah.
We were all impressed.
Yes, I was describing this room that
I
we're
love
all
the
actively inside of at the moment.
This is good confirmation bias.
The ceiling rises well more than 100 feet from the floor of the chambers.
This ceiling is about 100 feet
That's
high.
like 300 yards. You could teleport up there.
Well, then I'd have to also use Featherfall so I don't hurt my tiny selfish feet.
You could put on your giant boot shoes.
Yeah, then you'd fall
You
down.
would flop down.
Well, if you put your shoes out like side to side, you could do like on a maple seed where they
No.
spin. Not at all.
They're way too flimsy for that.
Can we
just-
Can I get an artificer to reinforce them?
No, the magic's really powerful.
Magic's
All
really,
that power for
Really, really.
That's a
not
nice way
very
of
much
saying the
effort.
magic's really bad.
someone really screwed up when enchanting this.
Are there stars painted on the dome?
You have to go into wizard college to
I can
screw up
tell
this
you what's
bad.
painted on the dome.
Okay, what's on the dome?
On the inside.
Please
We
tell
don't
me it's
care
a
about the
giant
outside,
portrait
'cause
of Nine.
Are we
can't see the
interjecting your description a little too much?
I mean, please continue.
Now, describe the big portrait of Nines that is painted on top of this domed building.
It is big portrait of Nines sitting right above you. He's got a cool S thing on his.
Where are your nines? Where are
He's
your
got,
clothes?
Like a beret.
It's not that kind of portrait. Clothes optional. It's like
wearing
in
gold
Tabaxavoy.
chain.
Is that true?
Yes, but everyone wears clothes. It's weird.
Yeah.
Everyone ashamed of body.
Including you?
Actually, that's not true. Everyone just shames everyone else's body.
That would make sense.
Tabaxavoy sounds terrible.
It's greatest country in world.
Let's go there
So what's
next.
the room look like?
There's a dome.
We got a dome.
100
There's
feet
a
up.
dome.
Yeah,
We
9
got
says
that far.
It's tall.
about 100 feet. I said that.
There's a mosaic on it.
Ooh.
On the
Yes, gaze your upon the mosaic.
The one
That's a big word for 9s.
It makes up an image of a large circular
Yes,
city.
there's a big image on this. It's great.
It has a spire in the center.
Big and tall building. Very impressive.
Along the walls of the chamber,
This chamber has walls.
there are symbols of the 21 changeling clans.
25 symbols. It's great.
In the center of each symbol, there is a prominent hook.
hook.
like Captain Hook.
Like a coat hook? Like a
I
meat
mean,
hook? Like
these symbols, which are all part of this massive mosaic that makes up parts of the wall and covering the whole dome. They are. They don't look super decorative. It looks functional, as though you might have, they might have hung banners from it, a tapestry,
Coats.
some decoration. But each of the clan's symbols has a hook somewhere in the center of that, because they're all different designs, so they don't always land same up and down. But somewhere in the center of these symbols, there is a hook. It's an open hook. It's not like a closed hook. Excuse me. It's like an open hook, so that you could fairly easily get something up and over. They are about 50 feet up.
Oh, pretty high. Okay.
Yeah.
The hooks are 50 feet up off the
I'm
floor.
going to now crane my neck.
Yeah, they're near where they are now. They're kind of like the middle of these walls. That's where the center of them are. So you're in just a hugely massive room. This is what becomes apparent fairly quickly is the central government chamber.
Would I recognize this basic layout as an elder group for the elders?
Not really. This
No.
is different than
Okay.
things that you have in your society.
Well, I'll crane my neck downwards so I see the rest of the room and not just the ceiling.
The rest of the room, from where you entered, off to your right, there is a raised platform. And this platform has a long table with many seats. And it's all ironwood again. To your left, there are, benches. Look similar to, like a church pew. Look similar to that.
Can I lay down on the bench?
You can.
Are the
While
benches
I'm
ironwood?
Yes, and there's probably 200, 300 of these benches, filling 3/4 of the room. So if you kind of look at the room and divide it into quarters, 1/4 is this large raised platform and table, where you sort of get the sense that that's where the city council would sit. And then the other 3/4, it's kind of where maybe all of the people who are here for a meeting would be. You have things similar to this where you grew up, where elders meet and people gather. So
Not at
this
this scale.
concept is familiar to you, and you heard stories about Anrissa that talked about the gathering of all the elders, all of the leaders of the clans. But this is on a scale that you've just never seen. I'm going to pull the map of the room up.
While you do that, can I dig some gum from underneath the bench I'm lying on?
Yeah.
All right. How much I get? 9 is best number.
What die did you roll?
D20.
Oh, this is no percentile.
31.
You kind of just drag your paw on the underside. And there's a lot of gum there.
I bite half of it and just throw the ball somewhere else.
All right, the ball bounces and goes back underneath.
Just like a different one, just...
Boom. Yeah,
Do
it's tasty. This has a little hint of cinnamon in it.
Oh, I got the big red!
So how do people get up to these hooks that are 50 feet in the air to hook things?
They turn into a giraffe.
a ladder?
They turn into a ladder and someone climbs them.
What's a giraffe?
It's this banished creature.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I have detect magic up because presumably we took in this room in a matter of a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go up around the raised dais.
And what's the range in detect magic?
30
feet?
60 or 30? Double check. 30 feet.
Because from this end to this end, it's probably between 150 175 feet
I'm
from
gonna
one side to the other. That's its diameter.
I'm gonna start by going across the dais, the raised area, and just checking all over for magic, and then sweeping around through all the benches as quickly as I can. That's my detect magic.
You don't detect any magic within this room.
I'm guessing it's probably spent by then. By the time I get through.
Yeah,
10
you don't
minutes.
detect any magic in here.
Is there anything... Does there look like there's anything shiny in that decorative piece in the middle?
On the map, the decorative piece is not perfectly represented here. That's like the center of the spire and the city that's depicted
In the mosaic.
In the mosaic, that area. I mean, it looks like it's maybe made of something slightly precious. It's a little shiny, but it's not like made of gold or silver or platinum or anything. You don't look up and see like gemstones and precious metals. You see very nice material.
But nothing like we hidden a key up here and it's a puzzle to get up there.
Well, but okay.
I mean, that's
So,
a
that's a
pretty
very
broad,
leading
like,
question.
It's an incredibly leading question, and also I don't know what that would look
So,
like.
wait.
Just like because someone puts in the
Like
mosaic
secret here.
secret here in like the mosaic tile.
All right.
Look
Well-
here, figure it out.
But-
Wink, winks.
Well, it's
But wait.
if you play Resident Evil, it shines every once in a while to know
well,
there's a
you
hidden item.
might
there.
be on. You might be
And you
on,
have to shoot it with a gun.
you might be onto something, Nines, because you said the unification symbol is in the very top
Uh,
of the mosaic dome.
it's not the unification symbol.
Okay.
It looks like a representation of Onrissa. So in the center of this mosaic, there is a spire, and it's like it comes out a little bit. You can see that it actually seems to have some sort of dimensionality to the spire portion of it. It comes down facing you, maybe a foot. And then around it, there's in the mosaic, this sort of creation of what appears to be Onrissa. There's the city that surrounds this spire, and it radiates out away from it. And then, as you hit what you're kind of guessing is the city walls in this mosaic, it turns to white, which you know would be the surroundings of Onrissa.
So, if we're going on the path laid out by the ziggurat, we went to that statue first, which is the shifting god, and we found a piece of this Orat Mall there. Then we went to that time chamber. We'll call it time chamber for now. And saw the escape through the portal. That was the next thing on the ziggurat.
I saw everything.
After that, we went to that pyramid and saw the great battle between all the clans. That was the third image depicted. The next image was the symbol of unification of the clans. And then the city of Onrissa with the spire was the one after that.
So there's one in between
To
with the symbol of unification.
So, so we have to. So the unification of the clans would lead next to the city of Onrissa, which is depicted here. So there could be a piece of the Orat Mall hidden. You said it sort of came out a little from the ceiling.
So the spire
Yeah.
itself, it looks as though maybe that one bit of the mosaic was done more as like a solid piece, and that it was supposed to represent the actual spire, because it seems to rise, well, really fall, because you're looking up at this mosaic, so it's kind of falling away from the ceiling. It pulls downward. As you see in the images, the spire, which is largely conical, kind of slopes outward. In all the images you've seen it shoots up towards the sky, and it dominates over the city.
Yeah.
And in this mosaic above, that spire seems to be falling down, not really like its full length that it is represented in the images, but it does seem to have a little bit of a fall to it.
All right. Well, if the goal to get, if I'm just trying to follow the order here that we had laid out on the ziggurat, we have the symbol of all of the clans on the walls. The ones with the hooks in them.
Yep, all 21 of them.
So we might need to unify them in some ritualistic way or symbolic way in order to get to the next step, because it's the unification of the clans.
I could try to connect them with rope. I have much of that.
How much rope do you have? Because there's 21 clans and the room was 120 feet across or 150 feet across.
150-ish, 175-ish feet in diameter, yeah.
So 100, let's say 200 for knots.
It's a little bit wider than it is tall.
But you're looking at 21 ropes.
C equals pi d.
What?
You're talking to math to Xoria.
Did you just say C8 a pi?
Yes. I have 450 feet of rope.
I don't think that's enough. That's like enough to do 3.
Do you have 21
No.
fish?
If the room, if the room is 150 feet across.
It's oblong. It's like a.
The room is almost, I mean, you can't tell if it is perfectly circular, but it's very circular.
I may have just enough rope to do this.
To do what?
To connect all of the hooks.
To each other.
Yeah. To go from one hook to the next, to the next.
You
to
mean
the
like
next.
around the edge?
Yeah, like around the circle.
Isn't the hooks like 50
They're
feet
50
up?
feet in the air, though.
Well, I will throw the rope up to one of the hooks.
All right.
Let's do this.
I'm using 100 foot of my changeling rope. I have 200 feet of changeling rope, so I'm using one 100-foot piece. Attaching,
How long does it take Olsef to get it around a hook?
I mean, I'm gonna, given Ulseth's proclivity towards rope usage,
And general strength.
and in general strength, and having lived on his own, I'm going to say that he probably knows to tie a weight around an end and then throw it, and it takes him just a couple of tosses to get it over one of the hooks. It's high, but it's certainly within Ulseth's ability to get it over. So you can get a rope around one of the hooks.
All right, so do we get like a short rest for the rest of us while we watch him just go around the whole place?
do we?
Well,
I would like a short rest.
well,
Yeah, you know,
is the hook strong enough to bear my weight? Can that hold me up?
yeah, are you putting like your whole weight?
I'm climbing the rope.
You're
Yeah.
climbing the rope up there?
Yeah.
As you do, the hook moves down a bit on the wall. Not very much, but it does slide down just a teeny bit, maybe 6 inches.
Like a secret torch lever.
Like this hook that you've got it on, as you apply your weight to it, it moves down about 6 inches, and as you put a little bit more weight, it goes down maybe now a foot or two. It's going down.
Is the hook moving, or is the whole wall moving, or the whole image moving?
The hook is moving. That you are not entering a universe where time and space. You're not in one of those places right now. I know
Anymore.
you've been there, but
It's not like the haunted mansion where the...
no, you're not in the haunted mansion stretching room. You're not in that.
Okay.
The hook is moving, and now that you're paying attention to it, you can see that there's a very fine channel.
Well, like a slot that
That
goes.
this hook, it's very, very well hidden within the design, but it is visible.
So it's sliding in a channel, it's not breaking the wall.
No, it's sliding in a channel.
Xoria and Nine,
I'm laying on a
And-
bench taking a short rest. Yeah.
you who are captain who may not be named.
Oh, right, he's here.
I am here. I'm what you might call your silent partner, or mostly silent partner.
It is always good when you are silent. Yes, thank you.
Oh,
You're
very
silent,
welcome.
but you
Wait a
are
minute.
deadly.
Yes, I do kill a lot of things. Oh my.
Have you
That
ever
sounds problematic.
grappled with that emotionally?
You and Xoria's shoes have
Not
much
until
in common.
now.
Hey, remember when you did die? That was interesting.
Oh yes, just a little while ago.
Are you
I
wearing
died.
your pin?
Yes, actually I am. Actually, I am.
So
Man,
I
he's
have,
getting a lot of good loot while adventuring with us.
Yeah, we should charge him more.
Yeah, I got this awesome hat.
Cool
Wait.
hat. I got cool hat.
It's a cool hat.
We have great
Indeed.
cool. We need to get you cool shoes.
Yes, absolutely. as you like, and sorry, is over there just.
In the sacred changeling temple.
This is not a temple. This is clearly a government building.
There's
You
nothing
don't really
sacred
know
about
what
this.
it is. To be fair,
so what I have found is that if we apply weight to this hook, the hook will come down in what appears to be a very small slot in the wall.
Does it
If
go
you
back up if you stop pulling it down?
If I stop pulling it, does it slide? Does it go back up?
a little bit. Yeah, it slowly moves back up. You don't see it stop, so you think it might be going back to some equilibrium.
So
As though
all
there's
of
like a
all of you come and
counterweight.
help me pull down on this hook, please.
We were taking a short rest.
Fine, I'll assist Olsef in pulling on the rope.
You who are captain, who may not be named, please pull on the rope.
Oh well, I've always enjoyed tugging on ropes. Sure, why not?
As we pull on the ropes. Are you pulling on the ropes?
No, it says,
Sure, are there... But there's only the one rope, isn't there?
We're trying to see if it locks.
Oh, okay.
There are two.
I didn't know what you were looking for.
There are two ropes down like this.
Okay.
There can be two of us on each one.
Sure, I'll help.
Okay. So
you all get
We're
on
all
it.
playing with rope.
Nines
And
and I
then-
will be on one rope, and the captain and Xoria will be on the other end of the rope.
You pull on this, and it sinks down about 3 feet, and then stops.
If we release it, does it go back up?
It does start rising again, yes. Seems to be going back to some sort of equilibrium.
Do we have to get all of the hooks down?
Wait, doesn't...
I do not believe that we can get the hook down. I thought it would come all the way down, but it only comes down a bit.
Well, does it go all the way back up?
No,
I just sit there and stare at it for a bit.
for like an hour short rest.
It goes back to pretty close to where it started. It doesn't seem to be... It does seem to have a little bit of wiggle room within its starting place. Sometimes, as you run this experiment a couple times, sometimes it's a little higher, a little lower each time.
Does anything happen other than the hook moving? Did the chairs
Not that you
lay out?
notice. No.
Do brain. Are we? What if we got all of the hooks to go down for all the clans, not just one?
I do not have enough rope for that. There are 21 of them, and I only have. I could make. The rope needs to hoop over them. We could only move 3.
Where did you find that rope that you have now?
I think I found it in the armory. I do not recall.
You did. You found it. I don't know if it was specifically the armory you found it in, but there's been a lot of... There were a lot of military supply rooms that
Right.
that had room. That had rope in it, I mean.
Well, maybe they have more rope. There were 2 other doors, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Map. Yeah.
On the map, yes. Well, there's a set of doors. I'm going to bring the image back up so you can see it. There's a set of doors, and I will show where you entered. You entered through that set there. There is another set
Opposite.
over there, and then there's a hallway down there.
Why don't we check out the rest of this floor? At least.
There may be something somewhere.
But I
that will give us
think-
a clue to the hooks.
If we're going with the symbolism that we want to get all of the hooks down simultaneously as a unified thing between the clans, right?
That each of the clans would have lowered their hooks somehow,
Simultaneously.
or hung something on them that would have brought them down.
Simultaneously. So we could either,
We need to find heavy things to hang on the hooks.
but we can't, as we only have 4 of us, so we can't. If it's just they have to all be down, that's fine. But if it's a situation where they all have to go simultaneously, that's going to be a lot harder.
That would be very hard.
But if we got a lot of rope, like a lot of rope,
A whole lot of rope.
we could connect them all together and hang something really heavy in the middle. Like a spider.
We would need.
A spider web.
We would need 19.
You've seen
19
really big spiders.
Yes, I talked a very big spider.
We would need
I named
19
it
more pieces
oregano.
of 100-foot rope.
You know what? Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh my gosh. I think I can turn into a giant spider if we take a short rest.
And what would you do?
I can climb on walls.
Oh, you could
can-
attach the ropes to the hook.
Yeah.
But we do not have the rope.
She can make rope. She's spider.
Yeah, can I make rope as a spider?
I mean, I think since it is wild shape, I think you probably could make some silk. I don't think you could make silk in the quantity that you're talking about for the length that wild shape lasts.
What if she was really hydrated?
Let's go through the other door.
Wait. Hold on a second. I want to stop and explore that idea for she's just super hydrated, and is the silk like urination for spiders in this scenario?
You have to be well hydrated to do anything.
Okay.
So-
I can turn into a giant wolf spider. That is within my realm of capabilities.
It's great. Then you can spin a couple wolves to hold the things down.
So I could at least get up on the walls in order
Just
to
drop wolves everywhere.
and drop
Wolves, yeah.
drop ropes onto these things if we can find the rope. It doesn't say anything about me making webbing.
Let's go through the other door and see if we could find something.
All right.
Let's see if the universe will provide us a solution.
I just got excited that I could maybe get us up there to.
Yeah, it would be easier than throwing this rope.
Yeah. All right. Which one were we going through? The other closed door, or the hallway?
The one on the other side.
The one that's at the bottom, so west.
You want to go through the west, not
Let's
the
go.
north?
Yes, let's go to the west, not the north.
Okay.
North's over there.
Yeah,
So the
west
hallway.
is there.
Yeah, we want to go
Okay.
west.
Sure.
We're good at directions. Nailing it.
So is this a flat floor, or is it like an auditorium that rises toward the back?
It rises a little towards the back, falls a bit towards the about 3/4 before the stage area. So there's a slight dip.
Yeah, not
There's a
50 feet
slight
worth,
declination over that distance, but we're talking foot and a half of change there. It's not like a theater or even an auditorium where it's more noticeable. This is very subtle by comparison.
Instead of turning into a spider, you could just keep making limes until there's a stack under each one big enough.
Here's what we do. I'll teleport up there and put the first rope in. We'll wait 24 hours. Then I'll do it again.
What do we find when we go up the hallway between the seats?
All right.
Yes, we go westward.
Westward, ho.
You find a room. Let me make sure I'm reading the right description on this one. I want to pull that up. Hang on.
You don't find a room, you find spiders everywhere forever. Wrong description.
Just pooping wolves out everywhere.
Yeah.
You were going to be spiders. You just knew it.
Yeah.
We break the illusion. We realize we're all spiders this whole time.
I knew I was a spider the whole time.
Just because you turned into a spider every once in a while didn't mean you knew you were a spider the whole time.
This room is quite a bright room. There are skylights above.
Oh,
and
it's bright in here.
massive windows across from you as you enter. As I said, it's very bright and very open. It's also completely covered in plants that have begun growing through the windows, some of the skylights. As you enter, over to your left, there are a small series of fountains. You recognize what they are, but they're no longer functioning. And to the right, as you come into this room, there's some benches to sit on, and what you would recognize as probably a receptionist desk. Everything here is bare,
Oh, bears!
and doesn't
It's
seem
everywhere.
First wolf.
does not seem to have much on it. And I will.
You are
bring
doing
up
my
the
job.
room.
Well, I go back to the bench.
That's the room that you're in.
Where's the bench?
So there's one door there.
Let me bring that up. So here is a door. There is a door.
Okay.
These are the fountains. And over here, those are benches.
I go to the benches.
Okay.
I will too and start ritual casting detect magic.
Okay.
Because,
You take 10 minutes.
yeah.
And when you complete, you feel a surge of energy and then realize that you just got a little jazzed up from doing the spell again and you detect no magic.
No magic in here.
That's
Yeah.
out of my shoes.
Outside of your shoes.
And your shoes. And all the magic items that we're carrying.
Alright, let's check another room while I have the spell up then.
Yeah. Go to the little door.
The little door.
Yeah, do the little door.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might
Okay.
be a little room. It might be easy, and then we can go down.
Like a closet.
Inside,
coat
we
check.
find this massive room.
Yeah.
300 yards long, 100 yards high.
Uh-huh.
There's
Because-
it might be full of magic coats. It could be a magic coat check.
Could be.
It's full of magic coat racks.
I'm first gonna show you on the map what you find, then I'll read you the description of the space that you will enter.
Oh,
It goes up a small hallway and then turns to your left, and then you enter a room. In this room, you find that it is just as open as the sort of reception area you were just in. Massive windows that are open to the air, skylights above you. There are plants growing in here as well, and there's a fair bit of dirt on the ground. There are desks that line the sides and center of the room, and some chairs, but this doesn't appear to be ironwood here. It seems to be much more dilapidated than the other pieces you've seen thus far in this building. It is more like the other buildings you've seen. This furniture looks to be a bit more utilitarian.
Do I detect any magic in this room tracing around?
You don't.
why do not you go to the room to the west, the bigger doors.
Okay.
I'm going to do a real quick search and then catch up with you.
All right, and check and see if any of these plants are vines, because that's like nature's rope.
Yep, I'll check. I'm going to do an investigation of the room. I'm looking for anything of interest or value, and whether the plants are vines or not.
Wait, I can't guidance you because I have concentration on my detect magic. I'm
that would
going
be
to
a-
the other doors.
Yep.
Yes, a 17.
Okay. First, we'll handle Xoria. You dash back out to the other room, trying to make sure you don't lose the spell. And as you burst through those doors, you find yourself in
Spiders.
a fairly elegant courtyard area.
So it's outside.
You are now outside, and you can see a pathway to the road. And I'm gonna pull up a different.
Does she see any ominous
Map
figure
here.
staring back?
Just a bunch of jaguars.
We're friends with them, though. So
We are. You made friends.
yes, I didn't give them a.
You gave them Xoria's fish.
I give them fish.
Yes, I gave them the fish.
You have to make me a lot of fish, by the way, with that knife to make up for that.
All right.
No,
You
I eat raw fish.
emerge outside, and
Okay, sushi.
on the surface,
We're over here.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry there, folks.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't surprise
Yeah.
combat.
No, not surprise combat. Just hit the wrong button.
Maybe we should do that. If you
You are
accidentally push the
there.
wrong button,
Okay.
it's surprise combat.
And that's the ziggurat over to the west.
Yes, that structure there is the ziggurat.
No, north is that way. Wait.
You
So
are
we're-
in this complex. There's a wall that surrounds the area. It's about 6 feet tall. It's quite elegant, decorated. It seems to be maybe a mosaic that goes along this wall. And you can see out into the street. And it goes further into the city. And in fact, you can see far enough to go to that large spire that you had seen previously.
Does that spire look like the...
That is the one that I described as looking different than the other spires around the city.
Yeah,
This one looks a bit more reminiscent of the sort of spire
from the Anrissa.
from Unrissa.
Yeah.
It's not any larger than the others or smaller. It's about the same dimensions, but its style evokes more of an Unrissa.
And less obelisk.
Yeah, less obelisk here.
Okay, well, I'll go back in and meet up with everyone.
What did you see?
It goes outside.
Oh.
Well, did you see any ominous figures?
Just 3.
That's a good number of ominous figures. It's good luck.
Yeah.
Now, Ulseth, you're 17.
Yes.
As you're exploring around this space,
You're terrible for
You're
17.
17. You have opinions about life, and you need to share them with everyone.
you just got back from your first
Trip.
semester at college, and you learned how the world really works, and now you need to tell everyone about it.
What did I find?
Socialism.
You went to college and you found socialism.
That's what happens. That's why we need to get rid of all of the institutions of higher education in this country and get us back to our roots.
Our horrible roots. You look around for a while in this space.
Am I helping him?
I don't know, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking around.
You look around for a while in this space. There's more dirt in this room. It's incredibly open and lots of breeze and fresh air in here. It looks a little bit like what we might understand as an office space. There's a lot of desks. There are some that are locked and have some drawers that are currently closed. And you find a closet. And inside that closet there is a safe.
Say the fiddlesticks thing again.
I imagine the safe is locked.
The safe is locked, yes.
I imagine the safe is unlocked.
The safe,
I think.
the safe is more like a safe that you're all familiar with. It's not like some of the other safes that you've encountered. This one's a little different.
I'm not like other safes.
Well, it's not like the other safes in this city. It's actually like all of the other safes you've ever encountered.
I'm just like other safes.
Xoria!
Like
Xoria, we need you in our safe spot.
Okay, what?
We need you to open some things.
Okay, why are we shouting? I just came back because you guys took a while.
I'm
Nice.
always shouting.
Nines is always shouting.
That's true. What do you need? What
We
do you
have
find?
locked desk drawers, which hopefully within 5 minutes you will be able to open. And then there is a safe.
Yeah.
And Olsef refuses to use his chime of opening.
Wow, he didn't even
He
consider
didn't even,
it.
yeah, he didn't even try. It's like he doesn't believe in it.
Maybe could you open these drawers?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Go ahead and make a lockpicking.
Well, I need. Well, who should be my rogue of inspiration today? I've been Dromar for lockpicking. Which rogue should I turn into next for lockpicking? I can do the captain. I could be Ludorf.
Ooh, you
do
should definitely be
Ludorf.
Ludorf.
All right, I turn into Ludorf.
Okay.
What does Ludorf sound like again?
He's kind of gravelly, gruff.
All right, let's pick this lock.
All right, all right.
Open all of the
All right.
open all of the locked drawers.
I guess he is a little bit like Matthew McConaughey if he had a cold, like a bad cold.
Oh no, Matthew McConaughey with COVID.
All right. That's Ludorf.
I'm gonna try and pick these drawers.
Okay.
How many
go
locked
ahead, make an
drawers are
attempt.
there?
How many are there?
There's 3 drawers that are locked and the
Guidance.
safe.
Um, 7.
The first drawer seems to resist your efforts.
I take my hand axe and hack it open.
All right, make a strength check.
Guidance. 18.
It takes you a surprisingly little amount of time.
I determined this is how Ludorf would actually do this.
Ludorf is definitely more of a force it than a finesse it sort of individual, so well done channeling that. You also are now grappling with questions of, do I have some unresolved anger issues?
Or do you just hate desks?
Because you,
I was given a time limit for how quickly I have to unlock these. So
I mean, you beat the shit out of that task.
I was going for more of like a just like peel the front of it off with a very
Oh,
precise strike.
You definitely peeled the front off and a couple other things with it.
What thing?
You're not much of a hit things with an axe sort of expert.
I own an axe. I think that makes me an expert at using it. It says I'm
You and
proficient.
Well,
you and a lot of men.
You have
who
an
are-
axe.
You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't say I'm proficient in it.
You are-
You who are Xoria now looking like Ludorf.
yeah.
What did you find inside of the desk that you have broken open?
I unlocked it.
Well, you did unlock it.
Yes.
I think actually it would be more correct to say de-locked it.
Dislocked it, like
What
disarmed.
do
it.
I
Yeah.
find?
You find some of those coins and some fresh gum.
All right, I will take them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add 4 of the metal coins.
Wait, we can just pry these things open?
No,
Apparently, yes.
no, it's a process.
I try to pry one of them
No,
open
it's a process.
with my crowbar.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
I got a 5.
You put decidedly less energy into this effort than you did to trying to break the ironwood desk legs.
I give the captain the fresh gum and then turn into the captain for this next lockpicking attempt.
The captain. Oh well, don't mind if I do. Actually, minty.
I'll have one piece.
All right. Do you have a preference?
No.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
What flavor is it?
Orange.
All right. Now I'm the captain.
You're the captain now. Dog.
What?
What? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you're the captain now, cat.
You want me to wild shape into a cat?
No.
Just open the drawer, please.
Oh, guidance. 13.
Okay. This time you managed to open the drawer through your lockpicking.
That's because I was the captain this time.
What did you find inside
I
this
chose a
drawer?
better rock.
Wait, captain, can you open one of those?
No, probably.
I want to see it.
All right.
Wait, what did I find?
You find some more coins. This time you find 12 of the metal coins. Nice and neatly stacked. They're actually bound up by some twine and tied in a neat little bow on top. I'm pulling up the captain's stats here.
Guidance.
I thought you didn't want to be shown up.
What?
What?
Why did I care if someone who taught me how to lockpick?
So you can surpass your master. That's the most
captain-
important thing.
The captain
Is it?
takes one hand and is manipulating multiple tools with one hand and sort of pops open the lock and then slides all of the tools back into a little sheath that that's like right here on his wrist. Just slides them back in and the drawer gently slides open. There you go.
What's in it?
Wait, are we going to talk about this cool wrist thingy?
I saw him do that a bunch. He taught me how to pick locks.
I want one. Captain, I want one.
All right. Reaches down to his ankle. Kind of is messing around with some things. It's inside his boot, so you can't see what he's doing.
Are they magic boots?
No. And pulls out this little strap. There you go.
They smell like feet.
I always keep several of them on me. It mostly smells like leather.
Your feet smell like leather.
No, my boots smell like leather. And also the leather smells like leather. Because all of it's leather. It's
What is this leather?
This is not very
It's what you're
mysterious.
wearing.
I'm looking in the drawer while they're having that discussion.
This time you find a quick handwritten note that you can't understand what it says.
You should just burn a scroll right now to find out what it says.
It's fairly dilapidated. But you can still... it's foldable still. It's in fairly good condition, but it is delicate.
Alright, I'm going to turn into the original rogue, Dromar, to try and crack the safe.
Whenever you turn to Dromar, do you start off, hello?
Hello! Yes, I do! How about I do Dromar, but I do do like Ludor's voice. Alright.
Oh, God, I thought you were going to do Dromar, but with the voice's voice.
Oh, you want me to do
No, I don't want you to do
I'm
that.
Dromar, but with the voice's voice. Alright, yeah.
I roll for initiative.
I stand back at a respectful distance.
Alright,
We're engaging in PvP in 3.
I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Go ahead.
Guidance. Is this a safe though? So
Yeah, this is a safe.
do I know all how? Is that just lock picking? Was that part of my education?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I guess I got trained in thieves' tools, not
Yeah.
lock picking.
you got trained in thieves' tools. The like difficulty of the lock changes the DC to do it, not necessarily your knowledge of, how that works.
Guidance. 18.
Okay. You move the tumblers around inside and feel like you're really close, but it's just... You don't know. Something's not quite right. You don't try to open it because you think that might hurt something.
Captain, I got it started for you. Would you like to finish it?
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to surpass you or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this time he flicks his wrist, the tools pop out. He takes just 3 fingers, manipulates 2 tools, and within about 15 seconds, the safe pops open and he slides the tools back in.
I loosened it for him.
Oh,
You
yes.
did a very nice job.
You definitely pried it open quite nicely with your first work at it.
See?
So what's in the safe?
Insight check.
I look in the safe.
Good.
16. Wait. Oh, I actually have points in that one. Dirty 20.
You get the sense that although he's not lying, he's maybe just being a little nice. Just giving Xoria maybe a bit more credit than she really deserves, but he's not lying. Inside the safe, you find a few nearly perfectly preserved letters.
Are they in a language we understand?
No.
I'm guessing they're in the same.
They are sealed.
Oh, they're sealed?
Yeah.
Alright.
We listen to
I
the
throw
privacy.
them a fish.
One of the letters sort of stands up on end and goes,
Magic letters.
Did you
I just-
expect that?
They're
I
sealed.
dispel my minor illusion spell.
Oh, I pick up my fish.
You just like threw on the ground.
I threw it to the seal.
Oh, Xoria, what did you find in the safe?
Sealed letters.
Arf, arf.
I just made that
seal now?
joke.
Can you turn into a seal now, or is
I
that
can't do swim speed until we level up.
And we're never going to level up because we're going to die in the next encounter.
again?
Yeah, you guys. If you haven't figured it out by now, you aren't going to level up like ever.
Is there a symbol on the seal?
Yes.
What?
You don't recognize it though.
Do I recognize it?
No, none of you recognize this seal.
What if I try really hard?
Is it the same on each letter? The same seal?
It is.
I'll copy the image
Okay.
in my notebook just so I have a...
The image that you transcribe, it has these sort of, you know how I've described in other places around the city, these fractal arcing patterns?
Mm-hmm.
This seal has that kind of image, this fractal arcing spiral pattern. It's the most complex looking seal you've ever seen.
And you've seen mine.
I saw a seal that could clap 14 times.
Was it answering math questions?
All right. I'll put them away for now and stop with the seal jokes.
Yes, we are officially sealing those jokes.
You were telling seal jokes.
Will you seal it with a kiss?
All right. Well, I feel like we're hitting the amount of notes and letters worth using a scroll on.
It's getting close, but let us explore more.
Let's check that other in the main hall, the northern.
Wasn't there another
Passage.
room here? No, you just went upstairs, out into a garden.
Outside, yeah. It wasn't upstairs, but
And there were 4 ominous figures outside.
no, just 3
One of the multiple.
that I saw.
Yeah.
Can we take a look at what we have explored again?
Yeah.
Let's go northward.
So that door at the bottom of the screen is the outdoors door.
Yes. We'll highlight that one.
That one went outside.
Yep, that one goes outside.
Is there any other doors in that room?
No, just a bench and fountains.
And there's no doors in the room we're just in, so we need to go north. Yep.
To that, yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You head north-ish. Not really, that's east-ish. It's on the north side of the room, but you have to travel east to get there. When you go through the doors, fairly quickly, it turns left and heads down a hall. And that leads you to a room that is an enclosed courtyard. Like some of the other areas that you've just been in, it is also very open. And around this small complex, there are plants beginning to overwhelm and seep inward. Kind of like you had seen in the room that you just left. In the center of this courtyard, there's a lone tree. It stands in a sort of garden-like planter. It rises quite high, about 50 feet in height. And it unfortunately looks rather sickly. It is still alive, though. It has foliage, but there's many dead branches. The branches, all of them, even the dead ones, are thick and hard, as is its trunk. This tree seems to be just... You can't tell for sure, but it is just absurdly old looking. You've seen old trees, and this looks to be maybe the oldest tree that you've ever laid eyes on.
Can I identify, is this like an ironwood tree since we've been seeing ironwood? Or
You know that this is not an ironwood tree. It looks nothing like the pieces that you found. Some of the branches that have died have fallen to the ground, and you can see the wood inside looks nothing like the ironwood pieces. Make a nature check.
guidance? 19.
You are fairly certain that this is what's known as a tundra larch. It grows only in the far north of your continent, at least that you're aware of. You've never seen other continents. But it's the only place that it grows. It must be cold. It must be basically in the permafrost or near it.
So further north than where I live.
Yes. This would have been growing in the far north. Quite far north. And also in this room is a small desk that sits near a door on the northwestern side of the room, because it's kind of a corner. I'm going to pull up the image now so you can see. The desk isn't in this particular image. The desk sits about there. And that's the planter. That object.
Is that another door?
Yes, there is a door.
I'd like to
That's
look.
in the northwest corner.
Could I see if there's any seeds on this tree?
Or
Yeah, there are seeds.
Okay.
They don't look... Oops. They don't look well. They look like they might not have germinated properly.
You should put seeds and revivify a vacation potion.
Revivify and vacation potion?
Yes, the revivify and vacation potion.
Huh?
Are there any saplings coming out of it?
No.
All right.
Are any of the branches looking like they're not totally dead, like they might still be alive?
Yes. There are certainly healthier looking branches.
I mean, on the ground.
There are no living branches that have fallen to the ground. Just the dead ones that have been let go.
I'll collect as many of the seeds as I can.
Okay.
So, Xoria,
Mm-hmm.
what do you know of this tree?
This is a tundra larch. It grows in the very far north of this continent, in the permafrost. I'm guessing that this is maybe a tie to where Anrissa was.
But this tree does not seem to be doing well. Perhaps it is too warm here.
Yeah, it's a tropical climate. I'm assuming that's why it's not looking great.
Someone should turn AC on.
It's also very old.
Is there any way to make it cold in here?
Probably, but I don't think I have that available.
Yes, you can cast that spell that killed that guy.
No. No.
Oh, he's dead already. You don't have to worry about killing him again.
I'll
But
check the desk.
It does make things cold, does it not?
There's
Yeah, like
really,
this guy.
second.
it's really not much on the desk.
Okay.
It's
I'll go through the doors.
this desk is ironwood.
How big is it?
It's about 3 feet wide, about 5 feet long.
Okay.
If you ask that again, I think I'm just gonna answer larger than you can fit in your bag,
Uh-huh.
because that's the answer you're looking for,
Uh-huh.
whether you can fit it in your bag or not.
So we go through the door.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just writing down my inventory.
Okay, let me reveal that portion of the map.
So are you going to plant those seeds?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to plant them?
Where I don't know, I'm carrying around a deed to a place. Maybe there. Apparently we own land.
Yes, now I suddenly care about the state taxes.
One more thing to worry about, hey?
More money, more
The
problems.
space that you enter is a hallway It has doors at the far end, and a doorway as you are going through this, which will be on your left.
Are we going left then?
Yes. Let's enter the door as we pass it.
Yes, let's
Okay.
not check for traps.
Why would they trap their government building?
See,
As you
Or
enter,
their council chambers or whatever?
this room,
I don't understand their government.
Maybe they don't
the
get
door,
along.
which is not locked, but on the inside, you see there is kind of an odd-looking room. There's a desk and some shelves on the far side from it. It's all that fills this space. And a whole series of notes that are neatly stacked in one corner of the desk. There are a couple of chairs that sit over in a corner. And other than that, it's a very sparse, austere space. There's not quite the bright light of the outside that the rest of this architecture has kind of become synonymous with. This is a little colder in feel, not in temperature, and interior space. It does not have much of a smell. Even the smell of the jungle sort of falls away from it. It seems to be slightly sealed off from everything else.
Well, I want to investigate the room.
Guidance. And then I'll sit down and start detect magic.
Yeah, only 11.
I will also do things.
Okay.
I start juggling.
The knife?
There's not all that
That's
much to
dangerous.
find
I
in
make
this
3
space.
oranges.
You look around and do a fairly thorough job of it. The only thing of any sort of interest is the stack of notes on the desk. Most everything else is just about perfectly clean and empty. And there's very little in here to begin with. As you finish your detect magic, you do detect some magic.
Yeah.
It's outside of this room. Kind of back down in the hallway a bit.
From the courtyard, that area?
It must be, given the range, is your reasoning.
Okay.
Ooh, let's
I'll
chase
go.
it.
I'll go check it out.
You see the tree, it weakly glows. It's very faint, as though the magic itself is fading.
Are the seeds glowing? The ones I picked up?
Even fainter than the tree.
What kind of magic?
This seems to be a different type of magic than you've encountered. It's not divine, but it's not a school of magic. It's somewhere in between. Whatever this is something very unique. It doesn't fit into any of the schools of magic.
So it's a dropout.
It doesn't seem to fit into the types of magic that you have felt before. This is different. The sort of feeling you get from it is almost as though magic is pouring into it. Almost like there's a doorway that's letting something flow in.
It's weird magic on this tree.
Can you lick it?
You can.
I lick the tree. This won't be the first time I did it so far, so it's on brand.
It's a tree. The bark is a little rough.
Is it worse than its bite?
I mean, probably, since it has no bite. It's a tree.
I'm going to pull out that piece of the aura mall.
Okay.
What kind of magic is coming off that?
That, although it's not identical to other types of, like the rest of this school, this is...
Transmute.
It's transmutation. When you interact with an Orant Mall, which you've done before, it's almost like the distilled essence of transmutation.
Mm-hmm.
The type of magic that comes off an Orant Mall is so powerful and so pure that it's a little overwhelming.
I'm gonna put the piece against the tree
Okay.
and see if anything happens.
I mean, you put the Orant Mall against the tree, or the piece of it.
And then I'm gonna concentrate and think of and try and make the tree healthy again.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of magic do I emanate?
What kind of magic does he emanate? Transmutation
I mean-
on your shoes,
Mostly,
conjuration on your cloak.
And knife.
mostly you get ego.
It is a type of magic.
That's mostly what you get.
Oh, I get all like the best magic.
Yes, that's great, because I'm best kind of magic.
Yeah, you're just like emanating pure perfection.
Friendship.
I told you, Olsef. We had to bet you owe me 5 gold.
I ignore 9.
Usually
I
a good
act like
call.
9s isn't even in the universe.
Olsef, you're ignoring me. Olsef, I'm right here. You should pay attention to
While
me.
they're having this discussion, I'll put my hand on the tree and just see if I can sense anything from it.
Make a wisdom check.
Can I guidance myself?
No,
The one time you didn't bring.
you
Speak
didn't
with
know
Plant.
that this was coming.
13.
Something feels weirdly familiar about this.
Weirdly familiar.
Yes.
Are you telling us that?
You know that sensation when you're just like, I know what this is, and I can't describe it. It's like right on the tip of your tongue, and you're
For some people,
trying
it's
and
literally
struggling. What?
For some people, it's literally on the tip of their tongue.
And you can't. It's just out of grasp. The ability to explain what this feels like, it's just out of grasp for you. But this feels very familiar.
Xoria, what does it feel like?
Familiar.
Like a mother's hug?
Yeah.
Does it feel like one of those trees that
It
druids
doesn't
go into?
not feel like that.
What?
Does it feel like one of those trees druids go into?
That can be like any tree that's big enough.
Is it like the first time you've heard me perform?
This is way better.
Olsef, I think Xoria's delusional right now.
Can I?
she seems
can
to
I
be having a,
try and touch it
contact with the
again,
trees.
knowing and like knowing that it's gonna happen?
Yeah, but you can't. You get the same sensation.
Okay.
I mean, the feeling is almost seared into you, and it's agonizingly close to you knowing what this could be. You just can't put your finger on it.
Can I put my finger on it?
No.
You can put the finger on the tree.
Did you want to check the rest of the room?
While you're having this close encounter with the
You who
plant
are
kind.
Xoria, I can talk to this tree, but unfortunately, if it speaks back, I cannot understand it. Is there a message you would like to send to it?
Ask it to help me understand what it what it wants me to know.
Okay, I'm going to do speech of beast and leaf.
And I'll keep my hand on the tree.
Okay.
You who are the magic tree.
I think this this ability allows you to talk to plants, right?
Yes, it does.
Plants and animals can understand everything he says.
So, yes, you who are the magic tree would like to ask you several things. One, could you please communicate to Xoria what it is you wish for her to do? And two, if there is some way to make you healthy again, please let her know that as well.
Okay.
Just in case.
Also, did it work?
I'm debating on.
I do not know. I cannot understand.
This is one of those scenarios where I was like, didn't expect you guys to do that. So I'm debating exactly what would happen here. You sense that that feeling of like it being really familiar. And then this next feeling that you get are coming from two different sources. And you can... It's almost as though you're hearing two different people talk.
She is. I mean, we're
As
in the
though
same room
first,
as her.
this feeling of familiarity comes from one place, and then this next idea comes from another voice. Okay?
Okay.
And this next idea, you see a flash of home.
My home?
Yes. And you more like hear the word home. Like in your subconscious as you're like connected with this tree. And you get this brief like word and association. Like that's sort of the thing that happens. That's the best way I can describe what you experience.
Xoria, was that of any help? Is there anything else you would like me to ask this tree?
I think we're okay. But thank you, Olsef. That was very good thinking.
Do you think the tree will be all right?
I mean, everything lives and dies eventually. It's a very old tree.
Okay. Would you like to take a piece of the branch on the ground?
I have some seeds.
Okay. I will take a piece of the branch on the ground.
Okay. How big of a piece do you want to take?
Oh,
He likes carrying really big branches.
just like a 3-foot long piece.
Okay, sure. You have sort of a... Well, it would be a little short for you, but for a, average human, a good walking stick.
Oh, is there a piece long enough to be a good walking stick?
For you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's quite a bit of wood on the ground here.
And I'll take one. That seems to be sturdy and the right length for a walking stick.
Okay.
So that would be what, like 5 feet?
About 5 feet.
Well, you who are the magic tree, thank you very much. If there is some way that we can help you live, we will attempt to do that.
Shall we go on?
Yes, let's go on.
To adventure. 'Cause I haven't said anything in a while.
Or to the last room?
Or maybe the last.
Whatever
the
progress
next
is, let's go there.
Yeah, the next room.
Let's go north.
Yeah.
Let's go where the goes through the door.
You'll go through the door, and I do want, because your characters would remember, I do want to remind you that the stairs, I'm going to bring that back up. The stairs continued upward. So,
Are you trying to tell us something?
you had said this is the last room, but all of your characters would have known that there's more to explore upward.
Right.
Yeah, but those are stairs.
And down.
Yeah, those are stairs.
And down. That the stairs continued from the lower level, the underground layer, they continued down as well. So you know that in this complex there is more to explore. I
Well-
didn't want any of you thinking this is the last room,
As
because
we
that would be
go,
unfair.
as we go over, I'm going to pick up that stack of neatly stacked letters
Okay.
and add to my collection of comprehend languages.
We really should have bought that thing that just translated stuff.
Yeah, you could have done
We
that.
would have
like
saved so much money.
If I knew you had that bag of holding, we could have just carried it around.
I
in there.
didn't then.
We
If
could
we
have
ever
just
find one again.
And then they raised the price on us when I got the bag of holding.
and they're making
And we had all our money stolen.
yeah, and they're making bank on that box of smells.
Oh, they are definitely making
That
bank on
magic
that.
shop was really very bad.
Yeah, we should rob it.
We should.
Heist?
Even I would.
Heist?
Even I would say it is not
Captain,
against
you
my
want to
code.
rob a magic shop?
I've always wanted to rob a magic shop.
When we get
I
to
have
the,
never wanted to rob anything more in my entire life.
when we get to the Republic, we're definitely robbing a magic shop. Hopefully, one owned by these Grotfell guys.
We'll just have to find a place that's selling magic smell boxes. By the way, I should probably retract my shoes. It must have been uncomfortable walking this far.
You probably have some sort of minor muscle strain right now.
Yeah, your arches are really burning.
It's not comfortable.
Well, Zeph,
That's for
carry
sure.
me up the stairs.
We are
Into
not
the
going up
stairs.
the stairs. We're going into the next room.
Carry me to the stairs and then bring me up them.
We're not going up the
I'll
stairs.
go limp. It'll be easier. I just like collapse to the floor.
Let's go into the next room.
Yeah, let's go in the next room.
As Olsef starts walking away, I just walk in front of him and then just like fall over.
I step over his lines into the next
Grab
room.
his pant leg with my claws extended.
I just drag Nines along into the next room.
Okay. That
We want to go into the next room. We are not going up the stairs. We are not going down the stairs. There are no stairs.
I opened the door.
We're going to the stairs.
No, we are going into
We're
the
not,
next
there's another room on this floor.
Xoria enters the room.
Wolf
I
spider.
shuffle into the room, dragging Nines behind me.
This room has a large desk.
See, there is another room right here.
Are there any stairs in
And
this room?
No.
No.
Damn it.
This room has a large desk and many chairs around another larger table. Seems like this might have been an office for someone important. There's only one like desk, and then there's a large table. On the, let me make sure I have the description right.
Is there a nice chair in
Are
front
there
of the nice desk?
spiders everywhere?
Or behind the desk?
On the southern end of the room, there are a fair number of shelves, cabinets, and what would have been some sort of storage. But now they are little more than collection spaces for dust and other jungle life.
Is there a nice chair behind that desk?
Yes, I will show you here as I bring up this image.
Oh, there's another
Ooh.
door, too.
There is another door.
Ooh, well, I sit at the desk.
The desk, which is right here, is large and very nice. It is ironwood and has little bits of gold inlay in it and designs of the Rasati symbol of unification are on its tabletop. Over on this end is a large meeting table with many chairs to sit around. It's all ironwood again. So it's very well preserved against the ages and degradation.
Ew. Since I'm behind, I sit at the chair. How nice is the chair?
It's not as nice as it probably once was. The padding and leather has been in better shape, to say the least. Most of the padding in it is gone, but the chair itself still holds up well. Just the upholstery has worn away.
I reach underneath the desk and try to find a button.
There is no button under there.
Are there any
Switch,
drawers?
lever.
Make an investigation check.
Guidance.
Well, I rolled a nat 1. So 4. I'm just swatting
You-
around.
You reach under there, swing your hand around a bit, and you're pretty certain that there's
Did you get your
Nothing else under there.
claws stuck in gum?
Yes, if my hand gets
are you
stuck in
stuck
the
on
gum.
If you're searching underneath something, so the underside of a desk, a chair, bench, little lip of a fountain, assume that there's gum.
Why?
It's not very sticky.
Makes it worse.
It is lightly tacky, but it's not like the it's on everything. Like if you got it in your hair, you could pull it out without problem. So
This is good for nines to know.
so
If you
like
get gum
you
in
can
your
feel
fur,
this in
you
your
can pull it out.
well, you with fur and everything. You're a little bit more sensitive to these sorts of things.
Yes,
if
I
it's
told you I am
sticky.
sensitive type.
Did you?
I investigate the shelves and the boxes and cabinets and things.
Guidance.
Go ahead. I assume you understood I meant make an investigation check.
Yeah, 14.
You search pretty thoroughly as far as you can figure. Certainly more thorough than nines. By your estimation, you saw him do this. Just... Nowhere good! Oh, nothing under here. Only gum.
I think I have enough gum. If anything, I would have taken the gum and started playing with it.
Oh, sure. You have like a little gum
Ball.
putty ball.
Yes, I'm making a gum staxy.
There you go. You...
We
That would
hadn't
be
thought of
really
that.
easy to stack.
They would all stick
They'd
to each other.
You don't find anything new, and you are 100% certain you did a better job than nines.
Is my detect magic
Okay,
up?
let's be fair. Does he
Yeah,
ever
your detect
not
magic is
think
still up.
that?
No, you do detect a little bit of magic on the other side of that door.
The other door?
The other door that you haven't gone through yet.
Well, let's quickly go through
I'll
that.
peek through there quick.
Okay?
And then I'll maybe do a more thorough investigation of the desk, having seen nines just... It's good.
Yeah, there's gum.
So you think I'm smart
It's a
enough?
private bathroom.
Ooh, a private bathroom. What's magic in there?
It's the toilet.
The toilet's magic?
Technically the toilet seat.
That's a seat's magic? What kind of magic? Evocation? Heated seat? Nice. I pry it off.
Throw this in as a joke, and you're like, nice!
Can I borrow your Raven bar?
Yes.
It's not too hard. I'm just gonna give this one to you. You have a heated
Oh,
toilet.
no, I want to pry it off with my Raven bar.
You have a heated toilet seat.
Oh, that's a good roll.
It is 22.
You got the seat.
Without
I
damage.
can't wait until we meet up
You don't
with
even need the
someone.
bar. You just unscrew some bolts and take it off.
How much, how warm is it?
Ooh, is it adjustable?
Yeah,
Is there a dial, or do you just think about
you
it?
just think about it.
Oh my god.
Can I borrow some rope?
How much rope do you need?
A number. I'm gonna tie this seat to my boulette egg to
Oh my-
help keep it warm.
That's what we're using it for? We have the most valuable item we have ever picked up in a role-playing game, and you're strapping it to an egg?
Yeah. I'm gonna get it to a nice temperature with my thoughts. I'm gonna make like a U, so like tie around each side of the like seat, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
create like 2 U's, so I can like strap them onto my egg.
2 utes.
You know what I mean?
So I give you about like 10 feet of rope.
Yeah.
You strap a toilet seat to your
Boulette
egg.
To help
There's-
keep it warm with the skillet.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Is it kicking
Am I
yet?
aware I'm making a perception check?
Yeah, I mean, you're messing around with your egg and
Guidance.
you're checking on it. You're taking a moment to look at your boulette egg.
All right. Natural 20. So that is
This is what we use an at 20 on?
29.
Tying a toilet seat to an egg.
29.
29.
As you strap this toilet seat to it, you sense a little movement from inside the egg.
It's not dead.
Oh, God, it is still.
Is there a magic bidet in here?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, there is.
So it's conjuration?
No. It is also a heated seat on the bidet.
Oh.
It's an old school. It's not integrated
It's a
with
sitting.
it.
It's not like a fancy Japanese toilet.
No,
There's a separate.
separate
What?
one.
Nines, you want a seat?
Well, I'm just curious to
I
know
really
if...
did, and I will bring this back up. There are 2 separate rooms here. There are 2 separate little stalls in this private room, here and here, and there really was a magic bidet seat and a magic toilet seat.
With my intelligence, do I believe it's... Do I know it's a bidet, or do I think it's a water fountain?
I'm gonna.
You've never seen a bidet, but you also know that that's definitely not a water fountain.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna.
Do you want this warm seat?
No, I'm gonna use it to sandwich my egg on.
Oh.
Well, I want... You have toilet seat. I want a new one.
But this is for a living thing.
I'm a living thing!
Like a beautiful creature.
I'm beautiful!
As the party falls into infighting
I grabbed
because
the
of
bidet
heated
seat.
teeth.
You got the magic knife. Let
You
me.
got 2 magic items. That's not
This will
fair.
protect my child.
If anyone should get it, it's Olsef.
Also, here you go.
I don't want one.
Thank you.
And I get
Thank
it.
you.
I get anything he doesn't drink.
I strap it to my boulette egg.
Sure, you kind of like wedge it into the rope.
Yeah, so it's one on each side.
Yeah.
Sort of, around the,
Yeah.
So you have heated halos around your egg.
around my egg. And now I don't have to wash my frying pan all the time.
Yeah, because you don't need to use it on your egg.
Yeah.
Nine's
So angry.
over
Wow,
there
this
is
was-
just like, I want a heated seat.
Do you want to trade it for a knife?
No.
All right.
There were only 2 stalls, right?
Yeah, there's only
Thank
2
God.
stalls.
Yeah.
It's a private bathroom.
That's why there's 4 people sitting inside of it talking.
Is there mirrors over
Yeah.
the sink? Are they magic so they don't fog?
There are no mirrors over the sink.
We're not detecting any more magic in here.
No,
Is there soap?
no. You found the gag magic items that I put in here. Well done. I mean, it occurred to me a couple weeks back when I was thinking through these maps that, in a world with magic, just like any world with magic, you would definitely have heated seats, like as often as you could possibly make them, because who doesn't love a heated seat? Like every car has a heated seat these days. it's hard to buy a car without them at this point. So we would definitely have like heated toilet seats and heated couches and stuff. So I don't know, threw one in.
Well, that sounds a lot better than they just dropped Trow and teleported the poop somewhere else. Whoever came up with that idea is just fucking stupid.
You know, whoever had that idea clearly just doesn't use their brain very much. Needs some critical thinking skills.
Would you like to check the desk with me? Since Nines definitely didn't.
Yeah, that's like I will.
I mean,
will
you guys
assist
already.
you in
You guys
checking the
did.
desk.
You rolled that. Was it 14 investigation check?
I thought he was checking everything.
I was
except
checking the
notes.
shelves and the boxes.
But did we? Did
I
that
just
count for
included
the
it. Yeah,
desk?
I just
No, I
included the
didn't check
desk in
the
these
desk.
checks.
All right. How much gold is inlaid in the desk?
Yeah. A little bit.
Do you just want to start ripping copper wire out of the walls to
Like,
I mean, you know.
are you?
You've got a
Are
bag
you like the
that
world's
can hold
worst
things.
tenant?
I'm just curious. Like,
It's like
How
someone
fancy
comes
is
in
it?
after us, like, there's just this floorboard they just ripped up for some reason. There's a cat in the closet.
They left a pile of cat shit in the closet. It's like neatly stacked.
They said, sorry, I thought I could teleport it away, and they just left it there.
It's a little note. And
Sorry, my bad. And it's just the picture of a cat shrugging.
all right. So here's the question:
well drawn.
Yes.
do we want
What's
to
that?
explore upstairs, which we were very vigorously reminded exists, or should I start? Should we start translating all these letters?
Well, let's go upstairs first.
Okay.
I don't want to give people the idea that like, oh, you need to go upstairs. But I also didn't want any of you to have the
No,
impression
we
that
reminded.
you
We knew that there
Yeah.
was both an upstairs and at least
And you
one
reminded
downstairs.
us.
That was my goal, is just to make sure
But
that you
There may
understood
be
something
more
your
magic. There
characters
might
would
be more
understand.
magic seats. You never know.
You never know.
Never know.
And as you go to head upstairs, that seems like a pretty good time to take a break. So we are gonna take a short break here. We'll be back in a few minutes with more heated toilet seat arguments, I guess.
yeah.
Since that seems to be the theme of these episodes. And we'll see you shortly. Welcome back.
Ah!
We're back from break. When we left off, the party was about to head to the upstairs portions of this complex.
No, I think we're going to spend another 30 minutes describing these toilet seats we just found.
Fine, I give you one of the toilet
Oh my god, I
seats.
put it around my neck.
Too hot. Then throw it on the ground.
It's not the most comfortable thing, and if you move a little bit, it kind of falls off.
Is it like?
It's a toilet seat. It's not a neck pillow.
Is it a round toilet seat or is it like one of those like horseshoe ones?
It's a little bit more of the horseshoe because these were sophisticated people. They weren't monsters.
Oh. So it does
The
go
hor-
around my neck.
I mean,
horse-
It's like
it
a
can,
yoke.
but it also like falls off fairly easily.
I didn't wash that.
I'm sure it's clean. It's been in this dingy, unused facility for decades, millennia
Century,
even.
Yeah.
Well, I do my best to strap it to my. I want my neck warm.
Borrow
goddammit.
some rope.
Ulzif, give me a rope. Tie it around neck.
Nothing bad could happen in like 5 minutes with that.
This is certainly not inherent weakness.
I tie a rope around Nine's neck.
You know, you just have to make it a necklace. You just join the horseshoe ends so that it's a full necklace.
Look at me. I'm DJ Potty Mouth. Ha ha ha. It's a good joke.
Is it?
Yes, it's a great joke.
I regret giving Nines any rope.
I'm going upstairs. I regret
upstairs.
giving Nines half of the toilet treasures.
Okay.
I literally found half of it.
My detect magic would have made me notice it,
It didn't.
even with my huge perception.
Okay, so you are now heading upstairs.
Yep.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just one.
Are you-
Sure.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
This is not going to work right.
Do I want to know what he's doing?
No,
there?
you really don't.
Okay.
But you'll see it in our group chat
Nope.
later. For sure. You'll definitely be seeing it later.
I believe you.
He's trying to draw a picture right now.
Well, that's how you know it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we make it up to the stairs? Is
Yeah, I
there a
had to-
doorway along the way?
No. No. There's a new doorway.
Um,
Make it upstairs. I was revealing the map.
Are the toilet seats powered by saying flame on?
They're powered by whatever you want.
Flame on.
Okay.
Well,
When-
if you can take a look if you really want.
He's posted it already in the chat.
I am the
I'm
the
good.
fastest artist in the world. That makes me the best.
When you get up to the top of the stairs, you find yourselves in a hallway.
You said it slips off, so.
And there's doors on your left and right nearby the stairs, maybe 10, 15 feet from where the stairs are, and then the hallway continues on for a ways afterwards.
We go in the left door.
You want to go in the left
I
door?
go in the left door.
Off on.
Okay.
I drew a giraffe as quick as I could.
Why?
I don't know. We're talking about drawing things quickly. And we're waiting for the map to be revealed with bated breath.
You are. This room.
What is bated breath? Like, are we catching mouthfish?
Bated breath is breath that smells like anything that mice are attracted to.
Oh, like cheese.
Actually, mice don't like cheese. They will seek many other things before they go eat cheese. I mean, they will eat cheese, but it's far from their first preference because it's really oily and fatty, and it's just a little too much for them.
Next, you'll be telling me they don't, like, carve out this very smooth hole in the side or in the
Yeah,
wall.
like an exact
Yeah.
Kind of just like that, right?
No, that they
Around
do.
the
They're
top of it.
incredible carpenters.
Are you saying that? Are you going to tell us that they also don't own 80% of all media in America?
Oh no, well, they don't. They don't own that. One mouse owns that. Not mice, just one mouse. That's it.
And
What's in the
never
room?
mind.
What's in the box?
The room,
Oh.
Is there a mouse?
which you can see into.
With our eyeballs. I'm gonna eye listen in this room.
Okay.
Make
doors
ear
to-
wash to make sure we don't get snuck up on.
All right. The doors are locked,
Oh,
Well,
but there's a window.
but there are windows in the doors, fairly large ones. And you can see through into this room. There are various metal pads laid out on the floor.
Metal pads.
And I'll bring this illustration up. There's all those little circles are metal pads, and then there's smaller pieces that look almost like glass. Little orbs. They're these semicircles, these spheres that rise up out of the ground around those metal pads.
Can I sit on it?
I mean, they're behind the locked doors.
Is it locked
So,
with
no,
like? Is the lock one of the disc kind of locks?
Has it been dawn since the last time it's been dawn?
No.
But wait. Yeah.
The answer to your question is your cloak has been used and it has not recharged. In the roughly 2 hours it's been since you last used it in game.
Is the
Like,
window?
the time doesn't matter. It's just the orientation of the sun that matters.
It hasn't reset since then. Is the answer.
It's dawned somewhere though.
I'll get a shirt that says that.
use
It's
your-
dawn
use
some.
your discs.
I'll just cycle through the discs, see if any of them work.
As you cycle through those discs, you get the familiar responses from the readers that spin, 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 then spit it back out. But none of them open this door.
Okay. I'll use the Raven bar and smash the glass. Have to try.
It's worked so well before.
It has.
We've never been able to break
Make a
the
strength
glass
check.
before.
I love that you try one solution, you're like, well, fuck it.
And that's exactly what I did. 8. Bonk. Bonk.
You wind up,
Bonk.
take a half-hearted swing.
Bonk.
You're just like, it ain't gonna work. Dunk. And like,
No. Bonk.
like the other glass that you've attempted this with throughout the city, nothing happens.
All right. Ooh. Here. Are you ready for this?
Because this is transparent aluminum.
All right. What if I take some? Of
I would
my-
like to leave Star Trek and
What if I take my thieves' tools, feel in the thing for the different pegs
Okay.
inside, get a good sense of where they're located relative to each other, take one of the wood coins and bore holes into it that match where all the pegs are, and create a counterfeit key.
Okay. Sure, go ahead.
That's gonna take forever.
Uh-huh.
well,
I
Short
got
rest while we're
time.
reading.
while Doria does that, I'm going to try my own special brand of opening
No.
doors.
Yes.
Excuse me, door. You suck. Open door now. Actually insult.
Like a little tongue comes out from the slot. It doesn't happen.
Time
doesn't
passes,
happen?
Xoria
But that
completes
doesn't
the
happen.
task.
Can you please say it does?
No, because that would imply a lot of magic that doesn't exist.
Yet.
Do you really want to try to bore a little disc kind of thing out of a wood coin?
No, it's not gonna work.
I'm not
What was
saying
that
that.
attitude?
I'm not saying that. I'm just asking if you do.
Oh, give it a try.
Fine.
It will take you approximately 3 hours to accomplish that
That's
task.
great. I will do short rest.
I will too. Time passes.
Do I get a short rest since I'm just sitting there whittling?
No, you're really focused. Trying to, so, picture trying to get, there's a USB hub on the underside of a desk, and you're trying to orient the USB-A to the right USB slot underneath the desk where you cannot see.
Yeah.
That, except all you have is like a little like hooked feeler
But I'm
to map this
very
out.
perceptive.
And
Xoria, shall we come back here later, or do you wish to continue?
so this will take you 3 hours to accomplish the most basic thing. I will let you do this, but
No.
it will take 3 hours.
No, it's not.
So you do it for 10 minutes and you're like, I quit. Just throw the.
No, I pretend to do it for an hour so I can get a short rest.
You can just take a short rest.
I'm pretending to do for an hour and then say it's impossible to be done.
Well, let us
About
move on.
15 minutes into this, I do an insight check.
Go ahead.
I rolled a nat 1 deception.
I rolled a 17. 21.
You can tell that she's completely full of shit and just wanted to sit down for a little while.
Sorry, you are completely full of shit and just wanted to sit around. Let us go. And I drag her by the arm.
I want my
to the
wild
next
shape.
room.
I want my wild shape back.
This is uncomfortable hallway. I want a more comfortable hallway to do short rest.
Fine.
Go to the door on the other side.
What is even going on?
We're looking in at the door on the
We're
other side.
not resting in a hallway. That's what you do in detention.
Is that door open?
Are you okay? You gonna be okay here?
No.
Is that door locked?
This door is open.
Well, let's go in.
Is it a nice room?
I go in. I'll let you know.
There's a shade lounge.
Olsef, is it a comfortable room?
I don't know. I will look around to see.
Describe it loudly to us through the door.
I will describe it in the voice of the dungeon master.
Oh, well, now I'm curious.
Go.
You,
He'll
who
just
are
move his mouth
dungeoneers,
while you talk.
Okay.
you see a
What-
large
what I'm
room
gonna
in front
do-
of you.
I'm just going to look down here. I'm going to be looking down
So
here.
you're out of shot and
I'm down
explaining the
here.
room.
And I'm going to
Take it
I'm
away,
going to do a
Ulsa.
little, like, woo, 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 telepathy over to Ulseth here. This room has an open doorway. And inside, there are a collection of desks, open windows, and skylights. Marble lounges line the side of the room, and it gives you the impression that this likely would have been a very comfortable room to lay in on a warm day, maybe with some blankets to soften the surface. A circular table sits in the middle of the room, and there is a collection of flatware set out quite neatly, left in place for all of these ages.
Olsef, that was very weird.
You are really good at. Are you a changeling?
No, but I have been watching you for a very long time, and I've picked up a few things.
He's just really, really good at imitating my voice.
That's
Super good.
wow.
Greg Janish, world's most amazing voice actor.
Is that flatware like the mithril stuff we had before?
Platinum.
The platinum?
It's not that nice.
What is it?
This is, I mean, as you kind of pick it up and examine it, it seems like this might be a very refined steel.
Oh, this is only steel. We do not wish to steal it.
Well, I get it.
Yeah.
And then Nines takes it.
This room, I will show you, it's not the most elaborate of rooms, but
So there were
it
like,
looks like.
rest areas and stuff.
So you said they would be comfortable, but are they not comfortable anymore?
They're probably still comfortable, these lounges. If you ever sit in like a stone bench, like a marble bench or something like that, or on we are near Lake Michigan, so we've been down to Lake Michigan quite a bit. There's often like piers and dock, and it's like cement. And sometimes you just sit down on it, and it can be kind of comfy. You lay there, and it's a little cool. It's that. It's not super fancy, but it looks like it's, It's kind of in the sun.
So you who
And
are
stuff.
nines,
Yes.
is this better than sitting in the hallway for our short rest?
Yes, this looks much better than hallway that Xoria selfishly wanted us to sit in.
Ah,
I gave you that toilet seat.
would you like
Yes,
to?
and it's very warm, and it's around my neck, and I drew a very pretty picture about that.
Shall we take a short rest?
Yeah.
We take a short rest.
I do find it amusing that you asked for a more comfortable space, and in my notes I had a more comfortable space just around the corner.
It's almost as though
Literally
we were,
around the corner.
like we
It's
were-
almost like you
shit, yeah.
planned. Yeah, you planned this.
Yeah, like you knew what we were going to do, or think, or say.
Ear watchers, this is what's called top tier DMing. You need to predict your player's actions.
So far, you've been like batting
You need-
1 out of 5.
You need to pretend like you
Shush.
predicted. You have to pretend you predicted. the
Oh, no,
player's
it-
actions.
You need to actually predict.
Oh.
So after the short rest,
All up here.
after the short
all
rest,
here.
I look around the room to see if there's anything of interest or value.
Wait, does anyone need HP?
No, I
And
just
that's-
wanted my abilities to
Okay.
reset.
I just need to know if I needed to play anything.
You can.
17.
There's nothing of particular interest. This seems to be sort of a gathering room.
You said something
I mean,
about
there's-
blankets?
I said that these loungers look like they would have been quite comfortable with some blankets to lay on top
And
of.
they don't have any.
They do not have any blankets.
Sorry, give me a blanket.
We just had our short rest.
Okay, here.
I wrap myself in a blanket and sit on one of the loungers. How comfortable is it?
Pretty comfortable.
Are you gonna keep that, or should I take it off of my list of
I only need it every time we're somewhere comfortable.
All right, you can just hold on to it. I'll take it out of my inventory.
Okay, you should re-add it to your inventory and add with cat hair.
I already have that notation on everything I own.
Yes, that's just because I like rubbing against all of your stuff.
I'm aware.
Like fish with cat hair.
Well, then let's go into the hall, turn right down to the T junction,
Okay.
and then go left. I go left.
All right.
I now have a blanket.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yes, I have blanket and toilet
You
seats.
should've
I am
gotten the
warmest
toilet
cat
seat
in
back.
world.
What?
Should have gotten the toilet seat back with the blanket.
Why? It's just a blanket.
With cat hair.
Well, now,
Yeah.
but I don't have to worry about it because I don't have it anymore.
No. It is no longer of your concern.
I'm gonna show you this. So you enter the hallway in the T junction. There's a lot of doors here, so I marked them so that you can see, because some of the filling in and then the doors without revealing what's behind them, it's a little hard to see. So all of the X's are doors. There are, on the map right now, 5 doors. Most of them are down to the left when you hit the T, but there is one up to the right.
And a bend.
The bend in the hall, sharp turn. It's a 90 degree,
Right.
give or take.
I'll go down to the end of the hall on the left,
Okay.
and then check the rooms as I head back to the junction.
So you're starting at the farthest back one.
Yes, the one that is on my left as I walk down the hall.
All right.
And then when I'll turn around, the other 3 will also be on my left,
And we'll zigzag between all of them.
especially zigzagging since they're all on the same side.
Yeah.
Okay. That first room you go in is a bathroom.
Yes.
Public restrooms.
I check the seats.
Or, well, not really public, but there's many toilets here.
Are they heated?
No.
These toilets are garbage.
I use the bathroom.
Xoria is very hydrated.
Do you have IBS right now?
I ate those raisins.
You ate them.
But you find bathrooms in that first room.
I wash
Is that
my
what
hands.
they mean by Californication?
I wash my hands as there's soap.
No.
Okay.
There has yet to be soap.
There was one soap.
Yeah, that's true. There was one soap.
And it's mine. I mean, all the best items.
You've
here.
been-
Have the soap.
You have
got-
my blanket. You have soap.
I got a heated toilet seat. I got a knife.
You're just missing an RV.
The next room up is a room with a long table, chairs gathered around it. And that's not ironwood, so its current state is a fair bit of disrepair. A lot of dry rot in this. That's what you find in that room.
Well, investigate, of course. Always
Guidance.
investigate. Well, that does no good. Let's see if I can get that up to a 5. 8.
I investigate just better than Olsef. Oh, wow, it actually was.
That is.
18. I don't have any modifiers.
In this room, you look around and start to pay careful attention to your surroundings. 9s, for perhaps disturbing reasons, you notice that there are quite a few nests of birds here. And the birds were apparently startled by your presence, as you find a couple of them kind of hiding, cowering a bit in their nests. Although you may not recognize them as such, they are all birds of paradise. And there's maybe 24 nests in this room.
Hey, Xoria, we have dinner for weeks.
No.
Why don't you eat other birds?
But these ones are cute.
One's poking its head out.
See, that's one not coward like rest of them. What are you saying? I can't understand you.
They said,
Speak common.
It just starts glaring at you and then goes,
Well, I can't speak with animal.
Of course.
how many birds were there?
there's several dozen nests in here.
Alright.
So a lot
I'm
of
adding birds of paradise to my transformation list.
Hey, jerk, why are you doing that noise at me?
My space! My space! Get out! My
No one uses my space anymore.
The city has been dead for thousands of years.
Since it's his space, I think we should take it.
What do we
What
get?
would
What
we
would
do
we
with that?
I don't know, eggs.
You want to lay eggs?
You could
We-
just use your knife and make eggs.
We can claim control of the nest, then rent it out to other birds.
For what?
I don't know.
Ask
What's
the-
your passive perception?
15.
You notice that the bird has hopped over to you and is down by your feet.
Yes, bird. Ah!
And poops on your foot.
Olsef, come here.
No. I will not do that. Sorry.
Who can play at that game?
No.
We
go on to the.
I wanna go into one of the saddlebags and see if they have any like hardtack or like travel rations.
Sure.
Like that. And I'll break it up and throw it to the birds.
Great distraction while I poop in their nest.
They all come flocking around, and they start picking up the little pieces, and you start to notice, you pay attention to this because of you're more nature oriented.
And not aggressively arguing with a bunch of birds.
Yeah, as you are
that's your
more
MO.
more oriented towards the elements of nature in this world and paying attention to animals, you notice that these animals are actually behaving a little bit unbird-like. That they are roughly, equally dividing up the bits of food.
I'm gonna sit down and cast Detect Magic over 10 minutes.
Great,
You
my
cast the
spell.
spell.
So I have 10 minutes of conversation for these birds.
You better fill it in, yeah.
You
Anyway, is there any of the nests that I can access so I can squat down and drop a number 2?
There's a lot of nests around you. You're not sure 100% where they all are, but I mean, you could mostly take a number 2 anywhere.
There's a bathroom across the hall, Nine.
Well, it's about sending message. And the message is, I can also poop on your crap.
I like that you get into fights with birds.
With random animals.
They pooped on my magical shoes.
Can you ask them about their? Did you see they were dividing the food up evenly? You can ask them about that. Maybe
No,
see if-
I did not pick that up.
I'm explaining that to you.
As I'm just squatting in the corner.
They were dividing up the food equally. Maybe they're like transformed or people or intelligent birds or something like that. Why don't you ask them about that?
Maybe they're changelings in disguise.
That's not how that works.
It's not. You turn into birds all the time.
Yeah, that's a druid thing, not a changeling thing.
Maybe it's a society of druid changelings.
It could be. You could ask them.
Well,
I'm
pull
gonna
my
be over
pants
here.
back up since that plan's shot to hell.
All right.
You who are birds, I'm speaking to, animals here.
Yeah.
Could you please tell this furry creature, since I cannot understand what you say, why it is that you are so equally and carefully dividing up the food?
Help each other.
Then why don't you help me?
No, trust you.
Why don't you trust me? I'm great.
You smell like Hunter.
So I smell like Hunter.
I do not know a hunter. Do you know Hunter?
I'm casting magic. Magic.
You who are birds, who is this hunter?
Thing looks like him.
What do you mean thing that... Oh, wait.
Leopards.
Yeah, they walk on all fours, so I walk on 2 legs. That make me better.
Make you better hunter.
No.
It means he's half as fast. 2 less legs.
Why trust you?
I hand you another biscuit. Magic. Just immediately eat it.
This will give me energy to think of how I can earn their trust.
You know what? That's on me. I gotta be honest. I should have seen that coming.
You set the bar too low.
Wait, I have idea. Sorry, give me biscuit.
All right, we stole this from the jerks anyway. Did you just eat it again?
Yes.
The idea was he was hungry.
You who are the birds that share their food equally.
The birds are just kind of staring at both of these two.
Why, I have a great idea! Xoria,
Yeah.
We are
give
looking,
them the biscuit!
You should
God, we should have done that in the first place!
you give it to them and to earn the trust. Don't eat it. Magic.
I throw it at them.
They start pecking at it and sort of crumbling it up, and everyone is sort of cooperating, taking their little share.
See, you can trust me!
give me one of the key cards. Oh, you can't. You're concentrating.
Hey, do you have shiny disc thing?
Magic. You make it. This is adding like 3
They're
minutes to my
really
spell
interested
count.
in this.
We are looking for many more of these. Do you know where they may be?
Ask if they have anything like it.
I just did.
They just shake their head no, but they're really interested in it.
There's lots of you. How about you find it, and for everyone you find, we give you biscuit.
We keep it.
No, you get the biscuit.
They're shiny.
We can give you other shiny things and for this shiny thing.
Make nest better.
This is terrible nest building material.
Is shiny.
Shiny does not equal good material.
I hand
Yes.
nines 5 silver. Offer to trade them some for that.
I give you 4 of these for 1 disc.
Never handing you anything again.
One of the birds hops up, grabs a coin. It's kind of like moving it around a bit. Hops back to its nest, tucks it in, looks at it, kind of pokes it around with its beak a little bit, repositions, hops back. Is shiny. Runs back to its nest. It brings out a little collection of very nice looking berries. And like hops onto your foot and kind of like gently pokes you with its beak and holds the berries up.
I take the berries.
Good trade. And then it hops back to its nest.
I eat the berries.
They're really good berries.
Sorry, give me more silver.
I gave you 5.
Yes, but he took it and just gave me nothing in return.
He took 1.
You still have 4 remaining.
I still have really good perception.
Are you done yet?
I don't know. My arms are getting tired.
I mean, you can be done whenever you want.
I'm done.
Oh, my spell fades.
Yes.
Now I'll have to recast it in a moment.
No, we don't need to talk to the birds.
Is there anything magic I'm sensing?
In
Just our
here?
friendship.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I will Throw-
Just friendship.
I'll throw a fish for the birds. And then head out to look in the bathroom for a second to see if there's any magic in there. Which I assume there isn't.
In the bathrooms?
Yeah.
There's no.
Well, let's check these next 2 rooms quickly while
Yep.
your spell is still active.
Yep, we'll check the next room.
Okay. The next room is much like the one you were in.
Wait, give me
It
my
is-
4 silver back.
It is a simple conference room.
Here's your 3 silver back.
God damn it.
That's what it is. There's a skylight, like in the previous room, that I didn't really get a chance to describe. And it, like the last one, is open with all sorts of plants pouring in. And you see a toucan looking at you from high above.
Oh yeah, I saw one of those.
And it's just sort of watching you.
Do I sense any magic in here?
You do not.
Just tell the toucan hello.
You are a bird with a very large bill. Hello. We wish you well.
I do it like Dromar.
And it flies off.
Chase it.
I think your spell would. How long to speak with animal last?
10 minutes.
Okay, so you wouldn't understand it at
No,
this
it's
point.
over.
Because someone wanted to cast a 10-minute ritual cast.
I quickly investigate the room, and then we go on to the next one.
Okay.
14.
Could have talked to a toucan. I could have gotten in a fight with that one, too.
I can turn
You
into
find
a
little
toucan
more than-
eventually.
The table, the long table, and the chairs, and clearly all the overgrown bits of plant and nestings of animals, and that's it. There's really not much to find in here.
Okay, next one.
Yep. Next room.
Yep. I am revealing. And this will take me just a second because I have to be a little bit delicate here.
That means I have time to go back in bird room and
right.
poop on their stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't have to go right now.
Yeah, I just went.
Olsef, do you need to poop in there?
I continue to even more effectively than before ignore 9s.
I think you have to roll for that.
Ulseth is just
I roll an ignoring 9s check.
I think that's a wisdom save.
Oh, you can't ignore me.
what'd you roll?
4.
You're definitely not ignoring 9s.
What is the DC on that?
Let's see here. What's your proficiency bonus?
2.
2.
And charisma?
4.
Okay, so you have, that would be 6 altogether?
Yes, I have a 6 natural charisma.
Okay.
Just exuding from my body.
DC is currently 15. It's a DC 15 to ignore 9s.
I know, I feel it in my attempt to ignore 9s, but I still pay no attention to him.
As you enter this room,
Olsef, do you not need to go? Would some
Ma'am.
raisins help? Do you still have those raisins?
Yeah.
it's
Well, so
somewhat
eat those raisins.
similar.
I do not care for raisins, thank you.
It's somewhat similar to the first room you successfully entered in this floor, the room with the flatware and the lounges. It's rather similar to that, just much larger, mostly longer. There's a pot of grass in the center of this space. It doesn't seem to be overgrown. It seems to have been placed there on purpose, as though there's a garden, but is level with the floor. Plants, however, are overtaking a great many spaces in this room, growing in from the skylights above. And it looks to be a fairly pleasant space to be in. There's many tables and some desks and chairs and lounges all around.
Do I detect magic?
There's also a door on the far side of this room where you entered,
So we quickly go there.
and another door that is, you reason out it's the farthest door away, in this hallway. So this is one long room, and then there's 3 more doors that are on the far wall from where you are. Oh, I'm going to bring this image up so it makes a bit more sense to you. The door that I am circling here, that's that far door. This here is a door that you had not seen, but you can reason out that it's probably around the corner of that hallway. These 3 doors here, though, they are internal, and you don't know where they could lead.
Ooh, let's do those.
No, we'll check those for magic.
Any magic in here?
In this space, as you enter, you don't sense any magic.
We'll peek our heads in all the doors.
Okay.
Are we all lining up at a different door and gonna peek at the same time?
Yeah.
We can do that. Let's do that.
And then I'll run to each door and check for magic.
Captain, you take one door.
Yeah.
I will take the center door. You take
And
the left door.
Yes, Captain. You take that door that's over that leads to the the hallway again.
3, 2, 1.
Open.
Peek.
Okay.
You have to describe all three
I-
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Or we can
Take
all just
one letter.
individually describe the door.
Just do the first letter of each description, then the second letter of each description, and combine them all.
Okay. I am going to assign the results in this order. The players. Actually, everyone can see this. The X is Xoria's room. The N is Nine's room. The U is Ulseth's room. And the C is the door that the captain is opening, which does indeed go back out into the hallway. So you sent him to.
Thank God I didn't name myself
Okay, well,
I really wish we were that clever with our plan originally.
I so want to end on that note.
we should just edit that out. Really, that could be, shut us off the air.
Just put
Glad you
that.
didn't name yourself Thorin. Man, I would hope that I would catch that.
You could have put those letters in any order.
Well, I started, it was like Xoria, and then Nine just like, I'll do it, and then you jumped in with the, yes, and this is a great idea. And then you assigned the captain that far door. So I was like, well, yes. If there's anyone wondering
Captain, why don't you swap with me?
what the hell we're talking about and why we're glad that she didn't name herself Xoria right now,
Or Tim. Or Tabitha. Or...
anything beginning with a T, that is why.
But I didn't, so we're okay.
So we're okay.
So what's in the room?
I turn into Tibble. Come check the
To all our ear
Good night,
watchers out
everybody.
there, I'm sorry. This really is a visual joke that I just can't explain well enough for you. But there is a
Oh,
scene.
you can
No, just
very
stop.
easily explain it.
No, just don't.
I don't want anyone to be left out.
No.
All right, the first room. I'm pulling up the numbers.
Oh, it's number 9. It's the best number.
Yes.
I chose best number room.
There. Okay. Well, damn. All right. I am. Woo boy. Really.
Tibble was the first T name I could think of that we ran into this.
That's fine.
We should have just let that in. You should have done that, and then we could have just been on like live stream fails.
Exactly.
That would have helped boost everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. That room is.
Sorry, give me another biscuit.
Oh, wait, I thought you found birds in there.
No, that's stupid. How many biscuits do you have?
We took 5 saddlebags from donkeys full of trail rations, so I'm assuming a good number.
I mean, 0's a number too.
No, technically it's not, I think.
Oh my god.
It's the
I'm not
absence of
taking a
number.
math lesson from you.
You see, numbers are like letters for math.
Okay.
There's something in the room.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry. Recovering from that.
No.
What do we see?
What do we see?
But
What
no,
your
I'm
Tibble eyes
recovering
see?
from that nonsense.
She's emotionally recovering from.
And I had to sort out the map because, oh my god. So the room that Xoria is entering, I need Xoria to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
What?
that's bad. I'm not good at that. 14.
You take 5 poison damage, and you are poisoned.
Zoria, what happened to your room?
It's not my room, but
This room had a very large poisonous plant that when you opened the door, it caused some things to shift on the inside, some of the leaves to fall, and it shot spines out at you.
like
Yeah.
oregano.
So you took 5 poison damage, and you are poisoned.
Oh, free spines.
Free poison. Stay nine. Free poison.
And I just filled up on biscuits.
Put these in your pocket.
Only one poisoned item in pocket at any given time.
Anything magic?
No. No.
I put the spines in my pocket.
Okay, you have poisonous spines in your pocket.
Cool.
Don't trip.
I'll put them in my bag, actually.
Okay.
How many poisonous spines do I have?
3.
What great thing did Nines find?
In your room, Nines, it is a small private office. It has a quite faded portrait of a family of very happy-looking changelings in it. It's not very large. It's maybe the size of a piece of paper. 10 by 12 range.
I throw it to the side to see if there's something hidden underneath.
There is not.
Okay, I go and pick up the portrait and see if there's something on the back of it.
There is nothing but a exceedingly happy-looking family with a this child with just a big stupid grin on his face.
I open up the frame and see if there's something written on the back of the photo or portrait.
No, there's not. It's canvas over a frame, so you don't need to do anything. You just flip it over.
Anything else in the room?
I peek my head in.
Just some furniture.
I peek my head in for magic.
No magic.
Okay.
I get frightened and hit her with the portrait.
Well, Seth, when you enter your room, it is also a small office with a desk and a set of drawers, and a chair. Most things are. The desk is actually in slightly better condition than most that you found. The chairs are, pretty average condition, pretty, beat up at this point.
I examined the desk and opened the drawer, especially.
Make an investigation check.
10.
Inside the desk, you find one of those disc keys.
Ooh. Zoria, I have found a disc key. Is it magic?
It is not magic.
Do I see anything magic in there?
No.
Then what I'm gonna be doing actually is go back to that plant and pull out my herbalism kit and see if I can find parts to make an anti-venom or antitoxin for this poison.
Okay. Make a nature check with advantage.
So, because I'm poisoned, I have disadvantage on all checks, so it would equal to a regular check.
Mm-hmm.
Guidance. Okay. Nature check.
Yep.
18.
There's... This plant is really strange. So you have no idea where to start with this right now while you're currently poisoned, in pain, and
The portrait over your
you've
neck.
been wounded. Wait, what? So you just don't know where to start. It's a
Okay.
little too overwhelming right now.
All right. Captain,
Yes.
what'd you find?
Nothing all that interesting, just the hallway.
But you found a disc.
Yes, can we see the map again?
Yeah.
Before examining more rooms, and there are some on the other side of the hall, as well as a door at the end, I want to go back to the room with the metal discs and the little glass orbs and see if that disc will open the door.
Okay. When you go back there and slot the disc in, the door opens up.
You who are Xoria and Nines and Captain who must not be named, I have opened this door, the one to the discs and the glass orbs.
Great, let's raid that room.
If I die, Nines doesn't get any of my stuff.
Do you need to be healed or cured or something?
I don't. I was hoping I could try and herbalism my way out of it, but yeah, eventually.
Can I try to medicine check you?
I have much better medicine check than you, but
Yes,
go
but-
for it. Go for it. Guidance. I have disadvantage on all checks right now, so.
Well, I rolled a 2, so 8. Wait.
What's your diagnosis?
It looks like you are poisoned, and you have portrait around your neck.
I pull the portrait off my neck.
No, it's a load-bearing portrait.
And that
You
it's
must
a
keep
load,
it on for.
a load I have to bear.
I swear that joke was made in some show or something, a load-bearing portrait.
I think it was a Simpsons episode, and they had done like a Habitat for Humanity, and Bart had a poster up on the wall, and the kid who was gonna be in the room was gonna take off. And he's like, "That's a load-bearing poster."
I think
It was like he started to peel it off, like the whole house started shaking.
I think that's right.
I feel like it was something to that effect.
I think there's something like that.
So
I mean, you can always just assume, was it a joke? Yes. So it was in The
Simpsons
Simpsons.
did it,
Yeah,
How long does this poison last?
I have no idea.
About as long as portrait.
Presumably, I'll eventually get to make other saves against it. Constitution saves against it or something. At some point. Whenever.
If you who are poisoned needs a healing potion, I will give you one.
I'll be okay for now. I still have Detect Magic up, so let's check this room out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm getting used to the pain anyway.
In this room,
It's like you're listening to Nines talk.
the
Well, that's much better.
little pads
I do
are
an ignore
indeed
check.
magical. These little like metallic pads.
19.
They are magical, and so we're like the surrounding little spheres coming out of the ground. All that's radiating magic.
What kind?
Illusion.
Illusion magic. Nines, step on those disc platforms.
Insight check. 15.
Yeah, you should step on it.
I step on it.
I know they're illusions, so I assume they're not going to do anything deadly.
Nothing happens when you get on.
Did
I
you?
jump on it.
You jump on it. Nothing happens.
I go to one of the other discs and touch one of the glass orb things.
Okay. You do so.
I want to look in the back of the room past the things. I thought I saw some other stuff on the map.
There's some shelves back there, and as you go behind, you see a series of little gems.
Are they magic?
Yes.
What kind? Illusion?
No. I want to pull this up so I don't screw it up. They are using divination.
How many gems are there?
A lot.
I will. Are they like in a tray or something, or what?
There are many trays. When I say a lot, I mean possibly 1,000 or more.
There's
We're just going to dump them into your magic bag.
No, first we have to experiment with them.
Okay.
There's magic gems back here, divination. Those pads are illusion.
I did screw up, actually. I said divination. It is transmutation.
Transmutation. I screwed up. I thought it was divination, but I'm poisoned, and it's a little weird. The colors are blurring for the auras. It's transmutation on these gems. I'm guessing maybe these gems make something happen with those pads.
So how would you do that? Is there a control panel up there? Or
Is there like a slot on those discs you guys are standing on or anything?
or on those little glass orb things?
You don't see anything like that.
How many glass orbs are there around a disc?
6. 6 orbs.
Can you?
Xoria,
Yeah.
give me 6 of those gems. I'll go and I'll just set one on top of each of the glass globes around one of the discs.
Okay, nothing happens.
Try setting one in the middle
In the middle of the
disc.
okay, I will put one of the gems into the center of the metal disc.
Nothing happens.
I'll put all 6 in a little circle in the center of the disc.
Nothing happens.
And I give them back to Xoria.
Is there anything else in this room other than the gems and these discs?
Not really, no. The gems are all in these little trays. They have little, like, indents that you set them in.
So they're like organized.
They're organized, yes. They're very organized.
Well, I shove a bunch in my pocket.
Okay.
Take one. Give me one of the trays that are intact.
Uh-huh.
And I take the tray and put it in the center of one of the discs.
Nothing happens.
I give it back to Xoria.
I will take this is hard with poison, but I'm gonna go sit in one of the centers. I'm gonna just take one of the gems at random.
Okay.
Sit in one of these and try and like channel like I would an Aurat Mall or something, given that these are transmutation based gems.
Okay, so you're holding the gem.
I'm gonna hold the gem in the center.
The moment that you step into the pad with this gem, the orbs around you illuminate.
Make a dexterity save.
And you're surrounded by light. And there's this little ball of light fluttering just in front of your face.
I bat
And
at
then-
it.
And then the face of a changeling appears before you. Hello?
Hello?
Who are you?
My name is Xoria Ansul.
Do you look like Xoria, or you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm like
Comfortable right now?
bleeding down my neck
Yeah.
a little.
Are you
Sulan,
okay?
Poison plant.
Oh, yeah, those will happen. How are you talking to me? Where are you?
Where are you? I'm on Risto.
It actually exists.
Who are you?
My name is Canal.
Canal, what clan?
I'm not sure if I should tell you.
I'm Sulani.
There's a lot of magics that could make something like this happen. But there's also a lot of reason to think that you might be telling the truth. Tell me something that only a changeling would know.
Well, that's a lot of things. When you shift, the tip of your nose tingles a little.
And where is the Sulani clan?
That's secret.
Something only a changeling would know.
We've been hidden since the fall of Onrissa.
Okay. Look, I'm from Clan Buria. How are you in on Risto? No one's known where that's been. We all thought it was a myth.
Well, I found it, but where, Buria? You're not. You were one of the missing clans then.
What? You're one of the missing clans.
No, my. Sulani is one of the 12 clans that founded Onrissa.
Wait. Was that place actually real?
I think so.
We always thought it was just a myth. Some old story. Wait, the Sulani are still around? You're not... Where are you really?
I'm in Onristo. Are we communicating live right now, or is this some sort of recording?
No, I'm... Okay, I think I can show you this. The scene changes. And it was kind of just... There's nothing really around, just the face. But now you're starting to get little bits of imagery. And you see there's like this village. And it's high up in these very strange mountains. They have these deep crevices rapidly between them. Although you've never seen anything like this, none of you have, but we would have called this fjords.
Can the rest of us see what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You all can. And after just a moment or two showing you the scene, that it goes back to just the changeling you've been talking to. Look, I don't know how you're in on Risto. I can't believe it is real. My grandfather used to tell me stories about Onristo, like he was talking about some, lost magic city. It's a legend.
Yeah.
It's not real, but
It's definitely a lost magic city right now.
I can't tell you where we are. You know we can't do that. But if you ever find a place that looks like that, you can find us there.
How many clans are there?
Now, there's two of us,
Buria and
and Harash.
Harash.
We came here together.
I think, was Harash split? There was a clan Harash that we knew as well.
Really? We just thought a lot of them didn't make it. Look, if you ever find a place that looks like that, come looking for us. You know how to find us.
Tell them also that there are 12 clans I know of that are still alive.
12.
Sulani, Harash, Torax, Golari, Alari, Zentesi, Paleka, Yitar, Ushori, Vamasa, Wastaru, and Asoni.
We thought most of you went to a whole other plane.
How are we communicating? What this do you have something on you? I have a gem that's like linking me to you.
This is a gem that we've been passing down through my family for generations. It sits on our mantle. And your face just appeared a few minutes ago.
Are there more gems like that? Well, there's thousands here. Or at least 1,000.
Thousands?
At least 1,000. I'm really good at counting, so.
I've never seen one like this. When I got it from my mom, she didn't know what it did, but her dad gave it to her, and he got it from his dad, and so on and so forth. Went back a long ways.
It seems to be a communication method here in Onristo.
We thought it was just a really pretty gem. It was kind of it is kind of an heirloom. Wait, you're telling me this thing actually does something?
It's how we're talking now, I think.
Okay. You know, I gotta go, because if we talk much longer, people will freak out. No one has visited our village for like 40 years. We don't trade.
Did Jarella visit there?
That's what our legends say. They were all around on Risto, and I thought that was fake until just a few minutes ago, and now you're telling me it's real? And you're there?
Yes.
Then I suppose Jarella was real and really visited here.
And there's gum everywhere.
Gum?
Chewing gum.
Why?
No.
It's really gross.
That's a tabaxi.
I've never seen a tabaxi.
It's not a prime specimen.
I wouldn't like it for you to not see tabaxi. Be a great species.
What sort of creatures live there?
Most of the creatures that live here are actually these giant bat-like creatures.
Sounds boring. Why would you want to see that?
I turn into that statue I saw.
Yeah,
Like that?
like that.
There was a statue of one here.
They're pretty friendly. But all that we do is we have a box, we leave things in it, they take them and leave different things, and that's how we trade.
Hey, he said he doesn't trade.
Not in person.
But in bat.
No, in box.
In box bat.
Box for bat.
A bat box.
Wait,
A
are we
bat
bat
box.
boxing right now?
Is
No.
it a bat basket, maybe?
Maybe. Are you a furbog? Kind of like craning to look over at you.
You who are a floating head, yes. I am a furbog. Do you have furbogs there?
Yeah, there's a village. About half of them are furbogs, not too far away from us. Maybe a day's travel. We've, kept an eye on them. No one seems to really bother us, but our village is pretty paranoid. In the past, there was a lot of conflict.
Well, what I know of furbogs is that they would not fight anybody unless they were attacked themselves. I hope that your furbogs are the same.
Can't really say. Don't really talk to them. Just look at them from a distance every once in a while. You're a lot less furry than they are. They have a lot of fur. Like like a lot.
Olsef, are you shaving when I'm not looking?
No, I am not doing that. Perhaps it is colder there.
It is pretty cold here.
Although
As you
I am
say
from
that,
a northern part, it is not that cold.
You notice that he's wearing like thick furs. Look, anyway, I gotta go, but it'd be nice to meet you one day.
One quick question.
Hurry up.
Did some of your clan go missing lately?
No.
Okay. Maybe they came somewhere else. All right. Thank you. What was your name?
Canal. And then the connection goes quiet.
And sorry, you keep talking to a lot of people that are really far away.
Yeah, and you can prank call like 1,000 people right now.
So, Xoria,
I try to activate one of the terminals.
Yeah.
Do you walk in there with the gem?
Sure.
Roll a percentile die.
I swear to God, if I get dull.
Oh my god, yeah.
11.
You see the image of water and some coral and things like that. There's a little bit of seaweeds and fish floating by.
I throw that gemstone away and try another one. And then I'll give up.
Okay. Roll again.
42.
Wow.
that is the answer to everything.
You find deep thought.
This is part of me that so badly wants to do that. No, what you see is
What you get?
you see a field of grass.
Anything interesting about the grass?
No, it seems to be some very gentle rolling hills. Grass, sun in the sky.
I shout, "Hey you! You'll pick me up!
I'm a magic stone of immortality.
It's a magic stone like grant wishes!"
Some poor peasant.
Nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
So these
Then I
gems,
give up forever.
these gems, are they all different? Are they all the same?
They're all different.
Each one is different from the other.
Yes.
Why don't you try one?
I will try one. I will pick one at random from the same tray that Xoria picked hers.
Percentile.
Oh, geez, 24.
You're not
No,
doing
wait a
good.
second. That's an 8. 84.
84.
Can I get over 50%?
84.
Nope.
You get this image, and it looks like you're about. The perspective is as though you're looking down to the ground. It's like you're seeing the ground, and it's moving, and like bobbing back and forth. The gem is moving up and down, and it's a dirt path. You see some commotion around the outskirts of this image, but you can't see exactly what it is. And you see many other feet moving around, and then you hear a scream.
You're in a necklace.
And the image shifts, and now you fall in this image, and you fall, and now you're looking up at the sky, and there's people running by, and then this young-looking woman comes into focus, and the image starts moving closer and closer, and now you see almost nothing but her face, and she's sort of examining your image now.
I get directly behind you as you look into it as well.
You who are the face that I am seeing.
And the gem goes tumbling through the air.
As it's flying, I yell, "Those who throw me will be cursed forever!"
I was about to grant you wishes!
You hear screaming and commotion, and the gem is just down in the dirt now.
Oh.
I think they're gonna believe that woman is a witch now. Which is pretty common, actually.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I want to try
And-
one too.
I think you did.
You had character development.
I do yell out and say, "You should not have been afraid. Please retrieve your gem."
The image fades.
Oh.
And so will this session.
I am gonna keep the one that connected with the Buria one person separate.
Okay.
Just as a note.
Sure.
Okay.
We will, like I said, leave off there and pick up next week in this room with some sort of projection communication pads.
And then we're not going to leave the room the whole session.
I'm just call a lot.
Another
guys might-
997 of these gems.
Yeah, you guys might, and I'm going to sit here and just improv every single one of them, I guess, because I'm not making that table up. Yeah.
There should have been maybe 8 or 9 of these.
We'll find out.
But that wouldn't have been accurate to the city. So, if we spend the next 30 episodes just going through these, okay, so be it. That's what happens.
We'll drag a couch in there.
We will see you all next week when we get back to crank calling everyone that's in the
That's ever
ancient
touched-
changeling directory.
Anyone that's
the
ever
ancient
touched a
changeling
gem
yellow
ever.
pages. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. We love you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.